Hey, how's it going? I have returned. Is it? Oh, yeah, I had it tied up earlier. I usually have it, like, tied up when I'm doing stuff, but when I'm streaming, I have the headphones on, so I'm sure it'll go crazy by the end of it. Yeah. I'm doing alright. How are you? That's good. I got the sleepy eyes today. I never like fully woke up, but oh nice. What? Oh right. I forget they do that. I got so scared. I was like, oh god. I thought it turned off. I, I literally thought it turned off. Okay, I'm good. For real though, I've been listening to that song a lot lately. It's so good. Alright, I'm gonna do this so that doesn't happen again. That's right, yeah. The chapter ended. Yeah, Juno is Cicada's sister. That's weird. Oh, that's right. I want to get your opinion on something. So I wanna play Steins Gate for my, like, on stream. I've decided I'm gonna do it. Should I wait until I finish this, or should I start playing it once I finish? Because I'm definitely gonna finish Linear Bound and Pentagram first. I like to keep my streams. I like to keep it to 2 games at a time, otherwise my brain explodes. So I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to play it like right away when I finish Linear Bend and Pentagram, or if I want to finish this first. Fair enough. Starting to finish this. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was just gonna like go for it, but then I thought like this seems. I kind of want to put my focus on this for now. So yeah, I appreciate your input. I think there was something else I was gonna say, but I don't remember what it was. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the game. Yeah. Yeah, these are definitely the primary. Yeah. Yeah, I think I have this one for like, yeah. I can't remember exactly what my schedule is right now. I think it's, I know this is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I think once I finish, yeah, no stream on Saturday. Yeah, I think once I finish Linear Bound and Pentagram, I might just make this full time. But I feel like if I do that, I'm gonna get burnt out too quick. I'll figure something out. I'm not gonna rack my brain over it right now. All right. The sturdy gate opened, and a luxurious black car passed through on its way out of the residence grounds. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I might switch to like either a non-visual novel or something a little less like narrative focused. I've been thinking about playing an Ace Attorney game. I think I might do that, which is, those are visual novel-ish, but there's a lot more thinking involved. A moment later, a hooded man stepped in front of the vehicle. Golly gosh, I wonder who he's with. Two members of the hired security police jumped out to confront him. Oh yeah? Interesting.
Out of the way!
Having identified him as a threat, the officers raised their handguns.
Don't move! Put your hands up or we'll shoot!
You won't.
The hooded man maintained a calm expression. The next thing they knew, he had passed by the officers and knocked on the window in the back of the car.
What?
The window opened up. Inside sat Secretary General Shinjin Nimura, advisor for the ruling party's leader. Nimura commanded immense political authority.
Are you with the Holy Office 513?
That is not what I expected Nimura to sound like.
I am.
This man's a guest of mine.
Sounds like a mafia boss. The officers relaxed their guard.
State your business.
I have a message from Felino Arcana. It is now your turn to lend us a hand.
I mean, in this world, it really does feel that way. I love Rosario so far. She's so great. People avoid digital transactions for New Year's allowances due to low trust in banks. Why do people have such low trust in banks? Oh, I can't imagine. Recent hacking incident to blame? Yeah. I mean, it's true. I can't say I completely trust her, but so far I really like her. I really hope she doesn't turn out to be a turncoat. The court, yeah, she said that.
I'll look around.
Momo got out of Rosario's car and went into the alley. I parked my graper and followed her with Rosario. It was December 31st, and Tokyo was in an end-of-year mood. Its residents were either deep cleaning or heading home with bags of shopping. I've literally never heard the phrase bags of shopping. Shopping bags. That's such a weird way to phrase that. Tabuchi Motors holiday season business schedule. Oh, wonderful. Hatsumode Shrine visit with the gang, yeah? I pick Arai Yakushi Baishuin Temple. Alright. In another 3 hours, 2037 would be over. Through the bustle, we made our way to Shibuya to do some cryptanalysis. These words, man. Cryptanalysis. You know, like New Year's? I'm not a huge fan of holidays in general, but, you know. I think depending on the person, it's very, hit or miss. We weren't analyzing a code from Cicada 3301, though. It was a challenge set up by Juno.
There you are.
Gotcha. Momo had vanished while we were waiting in front of the hotel, and I found her in a nearby back alley. Momo was standing with her back to the wall, with Juno right in front of her.
Of course I know his name.
This chick.
I'm his little sister.
Let her go!
Let's hope she didn't kitty pride anyone into a wall this time, yeah. I shouted as I sprinted toward her, and Juno readily released her.
You okay, Momo?
Yes.
Juno, are you really Cicada's sister?
That has nothing to do with you.
You brought it up, lady!
We're investigating the guy. Come on, tell me.
Tell you? The one who took the quests from me? The one who wrecked my plans? Why? 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 Ugh, if only you didn't exist. You ruined everything. Unforgivable. I can't stomach the sight of you.
Everyone's free to join the quests. That's what Ken Korihisa wants.
Don't you dare speak his name, you psychotic stalker! Kent's mine. Stay away from him.
Now I'm like truly like, what is up with this guy?
I'm going to meet him no matter what. I want to save the world with him.
It's like, does he know that she's doing what she's doing, or like are they working together, or is she like just a really psychotically overprotective sister?
And you think you're qualified to do that?
Of course.
All right then. Prove it.
Prove it. This is...
Momo shared an image of a painting with me.
Solve this.
I see. So it's not a cicada quest, it's a Juno quest. Great.
If you make it to the final place, you'll have my approval. I might even tell you Kent's secret.
Maybe, yeah. What?
Secret? What do you...
And she's gone. Juno was gone before Momo could finish. Since that day, Momo had been leading us around as we solved the codes Juno had left for us. Solving the codes yielded coordinates that led to more codes, leading to more coordinates. She is batshit insane. That is, you know. This cycle was still going, and this time it had brought us here.
Oh, the sign!
Momo pointed at a flower crest. This was the AR sign we'd found at all the coordinates. When Momo touched the crest, a speech bubble appeared. Text floated inside it.
It says... This is where, on July 2nd, 1999, Kent treated the wound I got when I tripped over.
She sure loves hyping up her bro, huh?
All the other chords... That's such a weird shortening. All the other chords led to text saying similar stuff. We came to realize that Juno actually was Cicada's sister, but honestly, I was pretty tired of her going on about him.
The date's gone down again. This might be over soon. Now, for the next code...
Huh.
I found it. It's on that wall.
When Momo turned to look where Rosario was pointing, she froze. Uh-oh. Another vision?
No, that's...
She raised her hands to her temples as her pupils twitched wildly.
Hey, you okay?
Oh, they actually are. That's really creepy.
I just saw a vision. So many people died.
Do we have another quest?
Oh, well, great. We didn't even finish the first one. Wind shared a 4chan post with me. It had been posted by...
Cicada posted a new quest! Right on cue.
I didn't think he'd post any more quests this year, but he found the time to squeeze in one more. He just saves out.
Juno showed up too.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there she is. I was waiting for this moment. I will solve the quest. Still, I was obviously going to be the one who'd end up
Whoa!
Oh, she's crazy. I'm the winner this time. It has to be me. Back off. No one gets in my way. Interfere and you'll pay. Don't you dare challenge me. I can't read the bottom one. 4chan's hackboard was suddenly being spammed by Juno's words.
Fuck! She's being a pain in the ass.
She's crazy.
I can't see any other posters.
So, like a normal... Alright, yeah, that's a good point. Make a normal save. Interesting. So when he makes one of his saves, he like puts it down here, but it ends up going up here. That's really interesting. I wonder if that's literally just a a game thing or if that's going to be relevant at some point. I noticed that earlier, but I never really like it only just now clicked that that's been happening this whole time. Juno showed no signs of stopping though. Yo, she's crazy.
What? 4chan went down?
No!
Cheat!
Did Juno do that?
No help.
Yeah, she overloaded the server with all her posts. It's sabotage. That woman.
Hey, you checked 4chan?
I was there when it went offline. Let's use some other site.
It's insufficient.
We can't. All the hacker hangouts are down.
What? Does this mean we gotta solve
shit.
it by ourselves?
In the worst case scenario, yeah. I'll look for a way to get in touch with other hackers.
Can I leave Juno's code to you? We're gonna try to solve cicadas.
The quest is the highest priority, isn't it? We should work on it together.
But we can't ignore Juno's code either. It could lead us to Kent Korihisa. We should work on this too.
But
I mean, worst case scenario, we could always like load and go after the one that turns out to be the better lead.
Please help me, Rosario. They can handle the quest without us.
So yeah, I think splitting up is the better option here.
very well. I'll help you as best as I can.
You got the gadget, Momo?
Yes, right here.
Momo took out a cylindrical device about the size of her palm. It was like a hockey puck. This was what Nono had made for us to use against the sacraments. Her berry blocky. Oh God, I love Momo. I love Nono so much. She's so great. It created electromagnetic interference across an area 4 meters in diameter and could nullify electromagnetic waves of any intensity. Momo and I had both had one. Scooby-Doo. If the agents attacked us, maybe we could at least use them to buy ourselves some time to escape. Maybe they could even neutralize agents' powers too.
Good luck, Polon.
You too, Momo. They're all down! Even the social media sites that aren't for hackers are gone.
The info exchanges on the dark web are offline, too.
She's so annoying.
Breaking. All major social media services down. Hacking suspected. Thanks a lot, Juno. Dude, Wind is the best. 2 hours had passed since Cicada 3301 posted his new quest. Juno used DDoS attacks to bring down all the social media servers, including ones unrelated to hacker-centric sites.
Holy look! The comments on this video! Hackers are talking!
Oh, that's actually kind of incredible. Like, they're like, well, they turned off all communication, social media. Let's talk in the YouTube comments. Sorry, the Mewtube comments. That's kind of ingenious.
Whoa, nice.
And there it
It's
goes.
down already?
God damn it, Juno!
And I just found him! Juno is a meanie!
She doesn't even deserve a nickname. I'm mad. Damn it, Juno. Took a sip of 7 Cup to cool my head. Despite what was happening, hackers were putting their heads together and actually making progress on the quest. The hint from the first image was a number, and searching that number led to a different image. Oh my god. I want to read that, but oh my god, it's so small. First hint. Oh god. For the human body is so designed by nature that the face, from the chin to the top of the forehead and the lowest roots of the hair, is a 10th part of the whole height. The open hand. Okay, I'm bored immediately. It's okay. They figured it out. I'm too smooth brained for that. It's the Vitruvian man. It's fine. The next hint: multiply 3 prime numbers, replace blank with the results. So get it. Okay. On top of that, Juno's DDoS attacks weren't letting up. It's oh my god. It's so many words. And Nakano Symphonies had only found 2 of the 3 prime numbers. Oh, I see. The first hint has like a bunch of there's like a bunch of numbers being listed in it. Like in this rambling nonsense, there's a bunch of numbers. So there's 3 prime numbers in there somewhere. And they replace, and then you get the result and put that in the URL. Got it. The 3301 in Cicada 3301 was a prime number, but it wasn't the right one. Knowing what the other hackers were thinking would have helped, but that was out of the question.
Look at this.
The source code?
Screw that, but I love how everybody's just like, fuck Juno.
Yeah, they're leaving comments in the source code of a news site.
Someone
Someone here found all 3 prime numbers.
They're literally communicating in the code of a website. That's incredible. Hackers are, these hackers are incredible.
I'll try him out.
We'd noticed that the image dimensions were prime numbers, but we'd overlooked its file size. Multiplying them together got us, what is it? 376,171,091. That's true, yeah. So if we stitch that figure in for the blank and the URL.
Not 404 error. What does that error mean again?
It means that a page with that address doesn't exist.
We tried redoing the calculation and accessing the site again, but the result was the same.
I guess we were wrong?
Yeah, the other hackers are already looking for more prime numbers.
The hackers exchanging info through the source code had already given up on the 404 page. In that case...
I'm gonna investigate the page a little more.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh? But it's the wrong place. I feel like there's more to it than we can see.
Honestly, though, I wanted to check it out because I knew there was no point in just doing the same thing as all the other hackers.
So...
I looked at the page again. It didn't seem different from any other 404 error. The spelling was the same, the text displayed normally, there were no hidden messages. Nothing about it was special. Maybe there was something in the source code.
Hold on, you might be onto something. This page was made a year ago.
Oh? Huh? There were 2 types of 404 error pages. One type was automatically produced by the browser, and the other was prepared by the homepage's creators. Since this error page was made a year ago, it had to be the latter, meaning that Cicada himself might have made it.
Wait, what? Bad news! You should close that page right now!
Virus?
Huh? Why? A bunch of people are saying that the page made them feel nauseous and made their children collapse.
Oh shit.
Wait, what? Something's making the hackers queasy? Huh? No, it's just happening to kids.
Phenomenon that only affected kids and did nothing to adults?
Cross, does the page have any sound?
Sound? Let me check.
He moved his hands over his input device.
Found something. It's an audio file.
Thanks.
I played it and...
What the hell? Nothing? That's some scary shit! No, it's not nothing. We just can't hear it. Huh? What do you mean? You remember those toys from a while back? The ones with audio comms? The little remote-controlled cars? I got someone to buy one for me when I was a kid, but I started feeling like crap as soon as I played with it. I puked my guts out. I thought it was just a cold, but my friends said the same thing happened to them. Were the toys cursed?
Wind, try and keep up, please.
No, there was a problem with the audiocom frequency. The input data was supposed to be sent using inaudible frequencies, but by some mistake, they used a frequency that kids could hear. So many kids were affected that the toys eventually got recalled. I even returned mine and got a different toy. How come only kids could hear it?
Kids have a wider audible range than adults. Their ears can pick up more frequencies.
Oh, that makes sense.
I visualized the waveform of the sound file, and yeah, something's definitely there.
Just 2 sounds, huh?
It could be binary.
Can you convert it?
Give me a sec.
Cross used his input device like a DJ.
1000101 100. Converting it to ASCII code gives you EGG. Egg.
Egg.
Whoa! That's awesome! We got our next hint!
These are so, like, insanely complex. I love them. It's like, oh yeah, get the 404 error message, take the sound file, convert it to binary, like, get egg. What? Like, what?
Why egg, though?
No idea.
When's Cicada gonna quit it with his goddamn codes?
A reward for making sense of these codes was just more stupid codes. These siblings had to chill. You get another save? I drank some 7-Cup to stop myself from getting pissed off. Yeah, it's bonkers.
Hey, you said this page was made a year ago. Are there any signs it was updated after that? Anything he added later would be pretty sus, right?
It was made a year ago and hasn't been touched since.
Okay.
There was a quest on New Year's Eve last year, too. It's pretty crazy to think he made this page while that was happening, huh?
That was the pool hack, wasn't it?
Yep, the one where some BMI virus took control over people's visions.
The Scenery Intercept quest.
Hack directed at the target's BMI vision. It allows for spying by seeing what the target sees, but it can also be used to make the target see fake visuals. That's terrifying. that's a very scary concept. That was the first quest that led to fatalities. The virus was spread throughout Seattle and infected people's BMI through Wi-Fi connections. As well as changing what people saw, it hijacked their nervous systems and manipulated their emotions, driving them to jump off buildings. Jesus Christ! 11 people were killed totally at random. My screen for a second, sure. You want to see my masterpiece again? I still have not finished it. But behold. Alright. So, I respect your priorities. Alright.
I want to think about it.
Sorry, that wasn't on purpose. Alright, what exactly the victims saw, as well as how they felt, remained unknown. But it was known that the people who committed suicide had cheerful looks on their faces, like they were diving into a swimming pool. So, okay, this one is not... I'm not necessarily like... How do I want to say this? This one seems like it could be totally coincidental, but like there was... I'm trying to remember how many people died in the group dive from Chaos Head. It wasn't 11, so that doesn't match up. But like, it is weird that we're having another situation where people were like forced to jump off a building. Like that, I feel like it's probably a coincidence, but it could not be. I don't know. That was how it got the name Pool Hack. Yeah, I mean that's the thing about these games. It's hard to say if anything is like. If it seems like it's on purpose, it's probably on purpose.
That shit left a bad taste in my mouth.
There was even a countdown until the suicides.
That's fucked up. It was the second quest Cicada 3301 posted after his reappearance on May 5th, 2036. It was also the first quest Cross and I took part in. I didn't have my saving and loading ability back then, so all we could do was watch as the victims threw themselves to their deaths. Jesus. Yeah, definitely.
Is this what the egg meant?
Egg.
What, you found something?
Look,
Oh no.
You are currently watching live footage from our drone.
I'm sorry, Shinjuku Egg Tower? I did not know there was an egg tower.
According to witnesses, people suddenly started gathering at the helipad on Shinjuku's Egg Tower about half an hour ago. The tower's integrity was called into question after the sad morning, so it was designated off-limits to the public in case it collapsed. As such, an extremely dangerous situation could be unfolding. More than 50 people have gathered now. Who are they, and what do they want?
There's a countdown on the other
Of
building.
course there is. I swear to God, if these people jump off this building, don't do it.
It's just like the pool hack. It's gotta be the quest.
Did Cicada plan this event a whole year ago?
The people on the helipad were looking up at the sky, all spaced out. They were staggering around like they were hypnotized. If this was Pool Hack 2.0, then once the countdown reached 0, more than 50 people were going to jump to their deaths. We had about 54 minutes left. Okay, that's good. I thought it was 54 seconds. So 54 minutes, that's still not a lot of time, but it's better than I thought. Oh, God. The countdown was scheduled to end 5 minutes into the new year. If this one had the same setup as the last one, we could prepare a digital vaccine and then remotely...
the hackers are saying that those people's BMI are offline. They're not on the scene, so it's not like they've tried infrared or close-range radio yet. But
Whoa, hold on. You're saying we have to wire up and install the vaccine into everyone individually?
that depends on what we find out. But it's possible.
Even if we looked into it and found the cause, how much time would we have left? How many seconds would we have to use for each of them? Even if I went to the helipad this second, I'd have to vaccinate each person in under a minute. Could we make it? I mean, I say we try and load if we fuck it up.
Damn it. I don't even have the time to think about this. I'm heading to the tower. I'll see what's what when I get there.
Some tells me we're not gonna have enough time. Momo! The Akasaka crater was a truer example of the sad morning's devastation than the one in Shinjuku. The rubble in the area had shifted slightly during the rescue operations, but the dust had been settled since. Warped steel beams, glass fragments, and the collapsed walls of skyscrapers covered the ground. The bottom of the crater had filled with rainwater, and moonlight glimmered across the surface.
The coordinates are in there?
Uneasy, Rosario looked up at the mountain of rubble. It was hard to tell whether there was enough space for someone to squeeze through, so her doubts were justified. It's snow. I don't think it's snow. I think it's just garbage dust.
You should be able to see the path if you use the BMI sensors.
Could be snow, though. Infrared, thermal, landscape. Poland had taught me about the many BMI functions.
Let's just keep moving forward. I don't know where we'll end up, but we don't have time to be standing still.
Yeah, could be. I love how short those Momo sections are. Who designed that? Hold on, how much time did you take out of the short amount of time we had to design the graphic for the egg tower counter? We don't have time for this. Hold on. Your priorities. The egg tower hadn't suffered a direct hit, but it was still in the blast zone. As a result, it ended up a hotbed of debris. That's why it had been completely sealed off. It was only a matter of time before it was demolished. A large earthquake would probably be enough to bring it down. And right now, there were more than 50 people standing on the helipad. Fucking egg tower. Cicada must have restored its electricity. I could see some lights shining up there. Breaking, over 50 people gather at Shinjuku Egg Tower's helipad. TMPD investigation in progress. Police officers surrounded the building. There was no tape to cordon off the area yet, so they couldn't have been here long. Some MSM crews were doing live broadcasts about the situation too. There were some curious onlookers around as well, but only about 10 so far. I saw the countdown video the hackers had set up. It felt like time was melting away.
I'm checking the foreign news, and it looks like the only pool hack going on is the Egg Tower one.
Okay. During the last pool hack, multiple people committed suicide from high-rise buildings, and the face hack blew up into a global crisis. Since this quest was focused in one spot, Cicada could have been targeting me. Even if that worked out for us, I didn't know how to feel about everyone else who'd gotten involved. It was our fault they were in danger. We had to take care of this somehow.
There's gotta be other ways this pool hack's different from the last one. We have to be thorough as we work.
And we should watch out for Juno, too.
There was no way she was gonna stop at DDoS attacks. She was probably gonna come here and try completing the quest herself, and if Juno was here, she was gonna get in our way for sure.
I'll use the neighboring building to try and analyze the situation at the helipad.
I'll help you guys.
He's making a lot of saves. I mean, it's a good idea.
All right, then I'll climb the egg tower.
If I went straight to the helipad, I'd probably get attacked by Juno. She was a phantom who could disappear and reappear at will. There was no telling what she'd do, so if something happened, I'd just come back here.
Let's see.
Yeah. This feels like a try not to get murdered save. The police had the front entrance covered. I had to go in another way. After making my way through the underground, I snuck into the first basement floor of the building. I went up the stairs and saw the entrance from inside, but beside it was Juno. Well, that was quick. The intense scent of her perfume was filling the air.
What are you doing here? What about my code?
Yeah, I mean, we're already on. I think this is chapter 7. Like, we're definitely hitting we're getting close to like the crescendo. Crescendo? I don't know music stuff. That wasn't the right word.
Where's the girl? I thought she meant something to you.
Juno, if you thought with your brain for like 2 seconds, you would realize that those two questions answer each other. You literally asked 2 questions that are the answer to each other.
Of course she does, but I know I can depend on her too. That's why I trusted her with getting your code.
You truly are the worst.
Yeah, I definitely.
It's like you enjoy being a thorn in my side.
I definitely feel like after this quest, we're gonna finally meet or figure out what's going on with Cicada.
I don't want to hear that from you. You're the one who keeps getting in our way. You made an enemy of every hacker in the world. But I can't say I expected you to be wasting time here. If you're here to complete the quest, shouldn't you go to the helipad?
You should know by now that quests are never that simple. I will stay here and eliminate my enemies until I'm certain that victory is mine. Why not run back to your girl's side? If you leave now, I won't kill you.
Are you gonna run me over with a train if I stay?
A train?
I'm asking if you're gonna teleport me to some train tracks.
What do you know?
Was that not you?
I'm just talking about something from a past that didn't happen.
Oh yeah, I guess that didn't happen. Interesting. So Juno glared at me, her eyes ablaze with malice. I forgot that, yeah, we did rewind after that. If I wanted to complete the quest, I was gonna have to incapacitate her somehow. We wanted different things, so cooperation wasn't an option. I looked around for something I could use. Decorative plants, paintings, statues, lights. And she's gone. Suddenly, Juno disappeared from my peripheral vision. Where'd she go? I spun around, but there was no sign of her.
Lamentabile. Plaintively.
Okay. Please don't stick me in a wall. I heard a voice behind me and then felt something touch my shoulder. Oh, Jesus Christ! The scenery yeah, this doesn't seem right. Hey. Okay, not yet. Or too late. One of those, definitely one of those two. Uh-oh. Hazy blue clouded my sight. Also, I like that he can't talk, so... That's kind of funny. A sudden cold pressure enveloped my body. Yeah. Every breath transformed into bubbles that rose upwards. I mean, you never know, right? The train, it turned out we weren't supposed to load from the train, so, you know... I was underwater. The moment I realized, I started searching desperately for a way to the surface. That's a way to the surface, you moron. God damn it. Luckily, I couldn't feel a current acting on me like it would be in a river or an ocean. But the scenery below looked like a seabed. A shark passed right by me. Shit. I pumped my limbs wildly to try and get myself to the surface. No, still no. I didn't have time to check whether the shark was after me. The sudden dangerous situation and the lack of oxygen had made my head go blank, and all I could do was just swim to the surface. Okay. I burst from the water. It's an aquarium. He's in an aquarium. I burst from the water and leapt out of the tank as fast as I could. At least my limbs were intact. It looked like I'd made it out in one piece.
Hold on. You good?
Juno got me. She threw me into a shark tank.
What?
The Egg Tower has an aquarium?
No, she sent me somewhere else.
It says you're in Shinagawa.
Wait, really?
Liddy, what are you doing here?
So she really is a phantom. She actually can disappear and reappear. Please tell me the details.
If I had the details, I wouldn't be soaking wet in Shinagawa.
But without any specifics, we can't analyze Juno's behavior or prepare any countermeasures.
Oh, you weren't recording your vision? Interesting. So this is just like the train thing. The fact that we did not, like, interesting.
I didn't think of that.
I've had my eye on Juno for a while, and I have some theories of my own.
Yeah, how do we fight this? This is so... Nerf Juno, she's OP.
If I can analyze the exact moments she uses her phantom skills, I should be able to help you.
Ooh, I can go back and do this again, but this time record it?
Gotcha.
Maybe?
I'll get you the footage next time. So help me beat Juno then.
Okay.
Of course. You can count on me.
So is that... should I... Yeah. Let's load back to the Egg Tower for another showdown with Juno. Yeah, she's some... I'm curious if she's... if her thing is one of those sacraments, or if it's literally just she's just a different superpowered person with different superpowers. Like, is she with the church, or is she just a fucking phantom?
Hey, you want to see Juno doing her phantom thing?
Excuse me?
I can send you a clip, so analyze it for a way to stop her.
You're going to expose her secret? That's so cool!
Dude, I love Liddy! There are so many of these characters, I just freaking love them. Yeah, she doesn't seem like she's involved with the church at all.
I'll gladly help. Heck, I'm so excited my hands are shaking.
Come on, Liddy!
I'm counting on you, Miss Lid.
Juno was in the Egg Tower, just like before.
Where's the girl? I thought she meant something to you.
I like how she skipped the first part.
Of course she does. But I know I can depend on her too. That's why I trusted her with getting your code.
I said the same stuff as last time and waited for her to do her thing.
I'm asking if you're gonna teleport me to some train tracks.
What do you know?
I'm just talking about something from the past that didn't happen.
I turned on my BMI's recording function. Juno disappeared. I turned around, but she was nowhere in sight.
Lamentabile. Plaintively.
So the fact that she's speaking, I think that's Italian, right? That means maybe she is connected, but like not directly. Like maybe that's what where her power comes from, but she's not with them. A voice from behind me. I broke into a sprint before she could touch me. Kicking off the ground, I ran as fast as I could.
What?
God! Her shocked voice trailed off. But I had to focus. I barreled outside through the front entrance. Passing by the officers, I made it to the main street. After confirming that Juno wasn't chasing me, I stopped in place. I sent the recording to Miss Lid.
This footage is amazing. The way she disappears is practically teleportation.
If she touches you, she can instantly send you somewhere else.
She can do it to other people too? That makes it even more interesting.
I'll be waiting on your analysis.
Seriously.
Strategy too.
This is one of the things I'm most invested in. I want her to tell, like, how is she doing this? What is this? There was no way I'd get anywhere near the helipad without a way to counter Juno's skills. I could help Cross and Wind until Miss Lid was done with her analysis. What are you? Oh. I saw a police car come to a stop nearby. Its doors opened and...
Hey, it's the Cyberforce dolls.
Oh, hello. Maybe the CCO had some juicy info about the pool hack that we'd missed somehow. I figured it'd be a good idea to talk with them before meeting up with Cross and Wind. The couples. Oh, this is depressing. We followed the path using BMI sensors and ended up at an entrance to the underground. It was one of the so-called service tunnels spread throughout the city. It was full of communications cables. The coordinates given by Juno's code led somewhere beyond this tunnel, and we moved forward with flashlights in hand.
Be careful. There's more rubble here.
Many places nearby had collapsed following the sad morning. We had to crawl in places, pass through flooded areas, and even the longer paths where even that was impossible.
Momo, look over there.
Rosario used her flashlight to light the path ahead. There, I saw it.
A door.
It was a metallic door, and so pristine that it felt out of place. It had clearly been installed after the sad morning. There was an electronic lock on it, with a device for a password input.
We're at the coordinates.
So the place is past this door. It looks like we need a password, though.
If I had to guess...
1223.
I used the 4-digit number I'd seen during the process that led to these coordinates.
It worked!
I twisted the knob and pushed the door open. A faint light leaked out from inside. I opened the door further and stepped through. It was a space about 16 square meters in size. It felt like an apartment room without any windows. Unlike its new metallic door, this room was quite dilapidated. Is this a part of the service tunnels? Was it installed later, or was it accidentally buried during the sad morning? A number of candles lit the room, and in the middle was a large, peculiar box. It was made of marble and glass, and sat on an elevated platform. It looks like a coffin, definitely, yeah. It was longer horizontally, about as big as a fridge on its side. Through the glass, I saw that it was filled with flowers.
What is that?
Nor do I.
Let's take a look.
We moved closer and looked down at it. Yo, is that... Okay. Theory time. That's Kent Korihisa. He's dead. She's obsessed with... I don't know... Let's take a look. Yeah. I think that's him. I think he's dead. And I think the one who is Cicada, Cicada who's doing all the quest stuff, I think he's a Kent Korihisa that's in one of the Earth simulators. I don't think he's a physical guy. I think he does. Yeah, I think this is the one from actual reality, and then the one that's been giving the quests is one from one of the Earth simulators. Like a digital version of him. I could feel myself turning pale. Nausea washed over me. The sight before me was like something from a nightmare.
Kent Korihisa? How?
Inside the box. That being said, he looks surprising. He looks like weirdly fine for someone who's dead. Like he's not decayed or anything. So maybe he's in like a coma? But that wouldn't make much sense with the coffin. I don't know. Slept Kent Korihisa. He wasn't breathing. Okay, well that clears that up. It looked like he'd been preserved with a staggering level of care. So
it's obviously a fake.
He
That
is
woman
deceased.
is trying to trick us. I'll prove it.
Rosario reached for the coffin. Do not do this. This is clearly a trap. At that moment, we felt someone join us.
So, you made it all the way here.
Juno! What is going on here? Why is Kent Korihisa?
As you can see, he's dead. Congratulations! Now you know his secret!
That can't be true.
That's something, right? What the
He's dead. Why are the quests still happening? Who is Cicada?
Did you kill him?
How dare you suggest such a thing! As if I'd kill my beloved!
How did he die then? Can you prove that this corpse is really him?
There was an accident. He was in a cold sleep machine for a long time, resting. He said, in order to circumvent the end, he needed his brain to stay young. He was so beautiful that I made a habit of simply watching him sleep.
Nope, not touching that.
If those days were waking dreams, then February 6, 2036 was the day I woke up.
On the sad morning?
He came out of cold sleep shortly before that, and then he was reduced to splattered bits of flesh.
Jesus Christ.
He was caught in the SA-4D attack. By the time I found him, he was already dead.
No.
I moved the rubble off of my brother and gathered him as thoroughly as I could. His hair, his teeth, his nails and flesh and blood. Oh, that's right. I used a sponge to soak up the fluid. Run it out into a bucket.
That's unnecessary. SA-40, I can't remember what it stood for. It might have been in the tips. It was the type of attack that made the lasers go off, I think. SA-40. Strategic attack for defense. Yeah, it's basically like setting up defensive lasers. Yeah, the SA-40, I guess, is they put the lasers in space, and then for whatever reason, they went off. Yeah.
He was in pieces, but he was just as adorable. I put him
That's
back
fair.
together, taking
This
my
is-
time and enjoying every second of it.
Like, I don't know if I feel bad for her or not, because she's really creepy. Like, I get it, you know, that does suck. I feel for her, but also, she's scaring me.
You can't imagine how I felt when I finally put him into the coffin, whole again.
Like, I'm curious if she was always like this, or if, like, she just broke after he died. Like, cause I feel like that's a little different. You know, it's still upsetting, but I definitely feel more bad about it.
I reassembled him perfectly.
That's true. That's true.
No one would think he'd been crushed by so much rubble.
She is just crazy. That is true.
Oh, dear brother. You're as beautiful as ever. Still the Kent I've loved for as long as I can recall. And no different from when I first wanted you.
So... Okay. The gentle smile on her face, she kissed the glass coffin.
You understand now, don't you? You can't have him, no matter what you do.
We don't want him. We're trying to find the guy with the quest, you crazy bitch. Like, we're not trying to take your brother lover away from you, all right? Just saying that, like, gives me the heebie-jeebs.
Don't come anywhere near my brother ever again! And don't you dare investigate him any further! Leave this place! Be gone!
With a terrifying expression on her face, she grabbed us by the shoulders and marched us out of the room. The room that she led us to, by the way. Also, this does not answer why she cares about the quests. Because if the quests... If Ken Korihisa is dead, that means the Cicada 3301 giving the quests is not... This answers nothing. Right. All this answers is, like, maybe why she's as crazy as she is. Like, clearly she was already pretty crazy, but, like, I don't know, maybe she went a little crazier. Damn it, Juno. All right.
Hold on, Takaoka. You were here after all.
Return of the Couples.
Perfect timing. I was gathering info about the pool hack. People up there are gonna jump off soon, so let's work together and get this done.
We can't. We're not here for the quest. Where's Momo Aizaki?
Not with me.
I can see that. I'm asking you where she is.
I'm a little worried that she's so somber. Normally she's very animated, so the fact that she's being all reserved right now is concerning.
Didn't you get her contact info?
She's offline. I can't call her. Hey, where is she?
Hold on, why are you being so cold? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Hey, don't you two think there's something up with her?
I mean, they also seem pretty down. I figured Rico and Iroha would agree, but...
We can't chat right now. Just answer our questions.
What the hell's going on?
Whoa, what the hell?
Something wasn't right with them. They even said they weren't after the quest. Had something happened?
Hey, if you see any cops, turn and run.
Oh.
Huh?
The TMPD are working with the Holy Office. Some of its departments are trying to capture the little lady.
Oh, are you serious?
What about the CCO?
Don't trust them either.
No. There's no way. They're gonna flip back. Oh, that's rough. I used the keyboard in my pocket to send Momo a message warning her about this.
Put your hands where I can see them. Try anything funny and we'll arrest you.
Learn?
I might have to use it.
Okay, that implies it's just not yet. I'm not too late, but I guess that's too early for that.
How about no?
Show me your hands!
No. I finished typing the message and sent
Hold
it.
on, Takaoka!
Get a hold of yourself! You know what kind of fucked up people the Holy Office 513 are, don't you? As long as it's legal, it's okay? Is that it?
Got him. My words shook Bombi, but she maintained her posture. I had a bad feeling about this. I saved just to be safe. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I honestly I like when he saves a lot because it tells me I'm probably on the right track. That might be wrong, but it feels that way. As soon as I had, a police car stopped close by. 3 men stepped out. According to their BMI profiles, 2 of them were officers from the Foreign Affairs Department. The third, a young man in priest's clothing, didn't have a profile. If Oz's info was on the money, he was probably a Holy Office agent.
The CCO? Your job is to contact Momo Aizaki, isn't it?
I wasn't informed you'd be here. I keep
She was offline, so we came to talk to Pola Takaoka.
The damn button.
If you found Takaoka, you should have reported it immediately. Interrogating him is our responsibility.
I do not like this. Man looked away from Bombi and...
Tell me the whereabouts of Momo Aizaki.
And if I say no?
Suddenly, one of the police car's back doors swung open violently. The Cyberforce dolls and I looked over to the car. A pale hand gripped the edge of the door. A strange scent wafted past my nose. Something about that smell told me I was about to witness something wrong. The thing in the patrol car revealed itself.
No way.
This couldn't be real. The man before me couldn't possibly be here. It's fucking Davide. It's gonna be Davide who got brought back to life. This motherfucker. But not him. Not the man I'd seen die in front of me.
Davide? Yes way?
Oh god. Okay. He looks pretty dead. And he looks like... Oh god. Ew. It's like full-on zombie. His cocky smile twitched as I noticed that his face was weirdly contorted. Also, he has a fucking bullet hole in his head and a chunk out of his abdomen. No, it wasn't just his face. There was something wrong with his whole body. What gave you that idea, Polon? Thanks for catching up to the rest of the class. Everything about this is wrong. It was rotting away. His complexion was extremely foul, and in some places he had no skin or flesh at all. Oh, God. That explained the smell. It was the reek of decomposition.
Our Davide fell to the pall of death once before, but by God's gracious will, he has undergone miraculous anastasis.
Ugh. Yeah, this is so miraculous.
Miraculous? Did a sacrament do this?
Shit, I underestimated their powers. I didn't think they could even bring back the dead.
Now, Davide.
Oh, stream froze?
Let us fulfill our mission and ask him for Lucia's whereabouts.
No, that's not good. Okay. Gotcha. This is horrifying.
Ah, well. What a joy it is to see you.
Okay. Is he like... can he think? Or is he just a puppet now? Davide took off one of his gloves. And charged right at me. I switched on my berry blocky and threw it forward. The greatest running animation of all time. The gadget landed 5 meters in front of him. It was effective across a diameter of 4 meters. It would activate in 3, 2, 1. Davide escaped the gadget's effective range before it was activated. The bastard was actually faster than before. Could I even get away? Should I save? Or load? Without even stopping to think, I loaded a save. Yeah. Came back to right after I got that bad feeling, just as that car pulled up with the officers, the priest, and Davide inside. Yeah, just fucking run.
CCO, your job is to contact Momo Aizaki, isn't it? I wasn't informed you'd be here.
She was offline, so we came to talk to Polan Takaoka.
Run, Polan! Why are you still here? I looked around for some way to deal with Davide's attack. I mean, I guess he can't run. He's kind of surrounded. Where's the chief? Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, that's probably how Oz knew, is because he was friends with the chief. The problem was that most of the buildings here were sealed off, and there wasn't much I could hack. That was when Davide pulled himself out of the car.
There you are, you fucking zombie.
Yeah. Fucking zombie. I couldn't imagine having to clock in even after I was dead. The Holy Office sure didn't seem like a great place to work for. That's really funny. I like how, of all the things you could be thinking right now, he was just thinking of a stupid-ass joke about work.
Now, Davide, let us fulfill our mission and ask him for Lucia's whereabouts.
Yeah, I imagine he's in the same situation as the Coppels. Because they don't seem to be perfectly on board with this either. Davide took off one of his gloves and charged right at me. Well, now we're in the same fucking position. Just pressed the switch on my berry blocky and threw it at him. This time, I threw it closer than before. Once it activated, I'd have more time to... Davide simply crushed the gadget. This is not a great... Like, so far this gadget has been pretty useless, so... His instincts were so good it pissed me off. Damn it, this wasn't the time to be impressed. If I didn't change anything, things would turn out the same. I leapt sideways. Davide ran even faster. Before my legs had left the ground, he'd seized my neck with his massive hand. I cannot pull a load. I literally can't pull up the screen. His hand around my neck, he kept sprinting. Jesus Christ. And then slammed me right into a streetlight. Okay. Oh, yo! We're Bombi now. Someone was holding Polan by the neck against a streetlight.
Where is Lucia?
Not gonna tell you.
You could tell that the man's grip had tightened after that answer. I hope so. I was just starting to like them.
Tell me, where is she?
Kiss my ass.
Damn, Polan, such a badass. Polan's legs rose off the ground. He was struggling to escape, but the chokehold wasn't getting any looser. He grimaced in pain.
Stop it!
I spoke without even thinking.
We're just asking for his assistance to locate Momo Aizaki, right? Why are you using force? He's not a criminal. He's not even a suspect!
We've been granted permission to find the girl using any means we choose. You are aware of that, are you not?
Even so!
This is a joint operation. Since the highest authorities of the TMPD have consented, I believe it'd be best that you follow orders. You don't want to break the rules, do you?
Come on. Polan was still being held up by his neck. More color drained from his face every second.
Hey! Stop him! That's your job, isn't
begged my fellow officers to intervene. They ignored me.
Bombi, don't. We can't stop this. I'm sorry, Takaoka.
If you're sorry, do something! I looked at Riko and Iroha. The Holy Office personnel forced guns into our hands, telling us to use them if necessary, but that was never an option for us. All we could do to resist was look away. If I kept looking, it'd be like I was endorsing the brutality through my inaction, and I really didn't want that. You're still endorsing it through your inaction, even if you're not looking, you moron! It was all I could do to pretend I didn't see. Oh, this is... I hate how real this is right now. If I wanted to protect the law, the rules, I had to find a compromise within the boundaries of my orders. Come on. Was this really justice? Was this why I'd become an officer? To watch as someone had their life choked out of them?
Are you okay?
I heard a voice. It was a voice from my memories. A voice I'd heard in the summer of my second year at high school. I'd finally saved up enough money, and I was on my way. I was not expecting Bombi flashback to happen right now, of all times. I was on my way to the department store to buy a uniform for Idol auditions. But on the way to the store, a thief stole my purse. I didn't have the courage to chase after him, so I just stood there and cried my eyes out.
Are you okay?
It was the voice of an off-duty officer. She'd followed the burglar, brought me back my purse, and given me a handkerchief.
Here, wipe your tears. An officer's job is to keep people smiling, you know. I'd be really happy if you could smile for me.
Oh, this is genuinely sweet. She was just like one of the idols I'd been looking up to. I hadn't even gotten her name, but I never forgot what she did for me, and how it made me feel. I was so happy. It was the first time I realized what the police could do for people. That was why I became a police officer when I couldn't be an idol. Ugh.
Speak. Where is Lucia?
Not... telling...
Oh, he's so gross. I could barely breathe, but he had no intention of letting me go. The filthy, half-rotted hand still had a lot of strength. I didn't have the energy to resist. My consciousness was fading.
Let him go!
Yes! I saw Bombi. She was holding a gun. It wasn't a real handgun. It was a stun gun that incapacitated targets with an electric charge. Davide turned around. He glanced at her gun. The grip on my neck loosened. Bombi faced the huge, rotting man. It didn't seem to faze her that she was up against someone who'd come back from the dead.
It's an officer's job to protect smiles.
I don't even care how cheesy that is. That's incredible.
They've got to sparkle like idols do.
Hell yeah.
Your methods aren't righteous at all. I'd rather quit the police than work with the Holy Office.
You ignored my warning. How foolish.
Davide reached out with his heated hand. His target was the shotgun. Bombi pulled the trigger immediately. Electrode needles launched out and embedded into his body. Electricity coursed through him as he fell to his knees.
Bastard!
Hell yeah. I punched his arm as hard as I could in an attempt to finally get him off me. Flesh tore from his arm, exposing something that looked like bone. Oh my god! But he wasn't bleeding. The stink of rot simply grew stronger.
Well...
This is so upsetting. Deep and heinous emotions whirled in his eyes.
Hold on, run!
Stop her.
Hell yeah!
Yes, sir.
Obeying the order, the FAD officers tried to restrain Bombi.
She never thinks of the consequences, does she? Guess we've got no choice but to follow suit.
Hell yeah! Alright, I officially love the couples. I love them officially. They're great. I no longer have any reservations. They're great.
Let's help Bombi. Yeah.
Bombi's actions had turned the situation on its head. The conflict was between the officers themselves now. That was a close one. I didn't have much time left to enjoy the relief, though. Davide recovered from the shock and stood back up. For his trip, part of the flesh embedded with the electrodes had just crumbled off his body. That was just plain nasty.
You will not escape me. Well,
there were so few things I could hack that I was basically powerless. That was why I'd called the Graper I'd parked nearby. While I had the chance, I'd moved to a place where I had the advantage. I didn't have a plan in mind, but I was out of options. And then I saw it. My ride drove up to me, weaving through the onlookers. Graper time. I jumped on the Graper in front.
Attention, douchebags! Yeah, you, the cross-wielding zombie and his handler. I'm about to get away. Better come after me.
Attention, douchebags! That's incredible.
After him.
I love
At once.
Yeah, it's great. It's such genuine, like... it feels great. Oops. They both rushed to their police car, all according to plan. Let's go! I made a sharp turn on my Graper and sped away. As I left, I saw the FAD officers restraining Bombi. She'd always told me to respect the law, but she'd broken it to save my life. I owed her big time. Yeah. Attention, douchebags. At the abandoned building next to the egg tower, sat Cross and Wind, watching what was happening at the helipad.
Neither infrared nor close-range radio works, huh? I wanted to hack into their BMI and get the details on this pool hack, but I didn't think there was no way to connect to them remotely.
So, without a wired connection, you can't determine the virus and stuff?
Yeah. I'm guessing the virus switches the BMI to offline mode when it's infected. Probably just to make the quest more difficult.
Yeah.
Eesh, that cicada's a real piece of work.
Yeah, it's weird because we're like we're not looking from the perspective of anyone. We're literally like just in the air.
I guess I'll stick to it. See what else I can find.
Okay, and I'll help.
They looked over at the helipad through their BMI. Analyzing it for infrared and ultraviolet, invisible to the naked eye, they zoomed in on the crowd, watching it as if through binoculars. Yeah.
You found something?
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. I love when games do this sort of like narrative jumping from like protagonist to protagonist, and then yeah, like stuff like this where it's like we're seemingly not in the perspective of anyone, but yeah, who knows what it could mean.
Caught some light. This is Li-Fi.
I think I've heard of that somewhere.
That's what we used for the high hack, right?
It's a comms method that uses LED lights. It doesn't even need to be bright enough for humans to see, though. I wouldn't have noticed it.
No,
without
that was
BMI.
the one we used in the store.
So those people aren't completely offline.
But Li-Fi is short range and it can't go through walls. We still need to go to the helipad if we want to do any hacking.
Couldn't you connect through a drone?
That's not a bad idea, but this quest would be too easy if all you needed to beat it was a drone. The Li-Fi's gotta be open for some special reason.
A special one. By the way, this was the first time there were 2 cicadas, right?
Cicadas?
I'm talking about Cicada 3301's post. You know how there's usually a picture of a cicada? There were 2 cicadas this time.
It's true. I noticed that. I didn't say anything, but like, I did notice that. I immediately like didn't even think about it. But yeah, there was like 2 mirrored cicadas next to the Vitruvian Man. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would be surprised, but in the same way I'd be surprised by anything. Yeah,
Wait. Does that mean there's a collaborator in this quest?
What?
Someone using Li-Fi to control those people would explain why the Li-Fi's open. It's not a virus this time.
Huh.
So he's gonna make them commit suicide manually?
That's so
But then
gross.
what's the point of the countdown?
Same reason he killed the Wi-Fi, to make the quest more difficult. These people are going to commit suicide whether you act or not. So how are you going to handle it? That might be the challenge this time.
Interesting. Once we crawled out from below the crater, we felt the pale light of the moon washing over us. I'm gonna be honest, I thought that too. That was my first thought too. It's just like, yeah, just catch him. I think it is far too high up for that. I felt so far removed from the red candlelight of the room we'd come from. We got a message from Polon. Read the message from Polon, Momo. We'd seen Ken Korihisa sleeping under that warm light.
Was it really him?
My instincts told me that it really was his body, but maybe Rosario was right. Maybe it was a fake that Juno had set up to demoralize us. And the quests arranged by Cicada 3301, Ken Korihisa's other name, were still underway.
Rosario, let's go help with the quest. If we meet with Cicada...
Oh, god damn it! If we meet with Cicada, we should learn more the truth about his death.
You're right.
Is what she said.
Let's go.
I noticed that I received a message on my BMI.
This is...
TMPD joined forces with Holy Office. Same goes for Cybersecurity Division. Be careful. I heard footsteps somewhere nearby. Oh god. When I turned in the direction the sounds were coming from... Oh no. I saw a hooded man walking over to us. The moment I noticed the crosses on his collar and sleeves, my mind was overcome with anxiety.
There you are, Lucia.
Who is this guy?
Are you...
Before I could finish, he nodded.
Ronin del Cielo, agent of 513.
Oh boy. Are you the one with resurrection powers? And introduced himself.
He's dangerous.
You know him?
I've heard a lot of rumors. I don't know if he's on Davide's level, or even stronger, but he's a really powerful agent.
Can he read minds? Why are you running? Yet incredible question. All they'd done was say the same thing at the same time, but something felt off about it. Maybe he simply guessed what Rosario was going to say, but for some reason he seemed dangerous. Rosario suddenly pointed her gun at him.
Don't worry, this won't even be a fight. I won't waste time. I'll beat...
You can't hope to beat me.
The moment Ronan cut off Rosario's words, he closed the distance between them. This is... Rosario opened fire without a moment's hesitation. However...
Missed?
He'd only been walking in a straight line, but the shot missed him. Oh Christ, is he like fucking Domino? What the fuck is this shit?
How?
A second gunshot. A split second before Rosario fired, Ronan had hit her gun with his palm, knocking it downward. The bullet she fired hit the top of her own foot. God. Almost subconsciously, I activated Nono's gadget and threw it on the ground. It was close enough to harm us too, but we were in a desperate situation. Ronan backed away as if he knew how dangerous the gadget was. He moved outside the range of the electromagnetic interference, which meant...
Rosario!
I took Rosario's hand and started running. We slipped between the rubble and made our way out of the crater. I turned around for a moment and saw Ronan's face lit by the moonlight. He was looking right at us. He didn't seem to be in any hurry at all. He simply watched as we ran away. It was awfully unsettling. He is smiling, yeah. Why do they all have to be so fucking creepy? I mean, I get like 26 minutes till the egg timer goes off. I drove around on my Graber looking for somewhere I could fight Davide. That was when I got a call from Momo.
Hold on! We cracked the final code!
Her breathing was ragged. She must have been running.
What happened? Did you figure anything out?
Company managing egg tower receives flood of complaints. Helipad intrusion enabled by their negligence, question mark? The egg hatches. Yeah.
We found Kent Korihisa's dead body.
I struggled to make sense of what I was hearing. Kent Korihisa's dead body. Dead body?
Juno said he died during the sad morning.
What the hell? If that's true, then what's the deal with Cicada?
Who was the one behind the quests?
I don't know if the body is real or not. We need to do the quests to find out.
Momo, now's not the time to be chatting.
I heard Rosario's voice on the other end.
Hey, what's going on over there?
We're being chased by an agent.
Davide went after you?
Davide? Davide's alive?
Yeah, I saw him just now. They used a sacrament to bring him back.
The agent after us is a new one. He's called Ronan. And Rosario is hurt.
He's like half alive.
Think you can handle him?
I was completely powerless against him. Maybe I could do something if I knew what his sacrament was.
He evaded the gadget.
I used GPS to find their current location. They were near the Akasaka crater. Was helping them an option though? We had about 25 minutes left, and I had to deal with both Juno and Davide.
Try and hang in there until I'm done with the quest.
I hung up and focused on what I had to do. This would be a great time for a save, my guy. I'm gonna make my own save, actually. Just, you know, just so I have one. First, there was Davide.
Oh yeah.
I remember the time Oz almost ran over Juno. We crashed into a construction site in the crater after that. And that site had electricity, which meant if I went there, I could do some hacking. Okay. Ronan Del Cielo followed Rosario's bloodstains to where she was hiding with Momo. He examined the ground, tracing the red flecks across the ground. What is up with this guy? Rosario was roughly 10 meters ahead, fighting the pain. Ronan walked up to her.
Where is Lucia?
I'm not going to tell you a thing!
Ignoring her wound, she swung her leg toward Ronan. As her foot flew through the air, a blade shot out of the tip of her shoe. It sliced through the air on its way to Ronan's throat, but missed. His expression unchanging, Ronan evaded the kick, then took a step forward to bring his face up to Rosario's. He was so close she could feel his breath on her skin. And also he has a gun. Super speed. That definitely is what it's seeming like. Before she knew what was happening, the gun that had appeared suddenly in Ronan's hand was being held to her chin.
You can't defeat me.
Noticing something, Ronan pushed Rosario aside. The next moment, 4 armed security drones were flying toward them.
They made it.
Okay. That's good? I hid in the bushes and watched as the 4 security drones arrived. Rosario couldn't run any further with her injury. She told me to get away, but I refused. I chose to fight Ronan instead. Fuck yeah, Momo!
I think Ronan's attacks are based on the blind spots in her thoughts.
She's like, okay, so Ronan, I'm thinking he can read minds. I'm thinking he's got, so, oh god, where's my fan? So Davide has pyrokinesis, which we've seen before. In Chaos Child. Ronan seemingly can read minds, which again we've seen before. So like it really is seeming like there's some connection here.
He's not physically fit like Davide, but his moves take advantage of our oversights, so he can hit us where it hurts.
You think that's his sacrament?
Yes. My guess is that his power is a kind of telepathy. He reacts to our thoughts.
That sounds powerful.
Yeah, I mean, so far it's two. Two is a coincidence. 3's a pattern. We gotta wait for at least one more before we identify a pattern here. But it's definitely looking like it. I can't remember. Oh, what was her name? The pyrokinetic chick in Chaos Child. It was Rico. Well, that's gonna get confusing because there's already another. Yeah, I could see there being a shapeshifter too. Yeah, Rico Haida, I think it was, and then Serica had the mind reading.
But I know a way to deal with him.
Okay. So I could definitely see there being a shapeshifter at some point. I could see there. Let's see. I'm not making too many guesses right now. I'm just gonna go. But wait, what? Who did the save and load thing? Like the guy who gave it to him? Interesting. Yeah, I could I could be, yeah. Yeah, like one of the true gigalomaniacs. I could see that, yeah. Who was the one? Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going. This will never end if I start thinking too hard. Looking at the 4 drones, Rosario grinned.
They made it.
Yeah, you can't read the mind of drones, you fool. Oh, no worries. It's not you. This was her idea, drone warfare. If Ronan's actions were a response to his opponent's thoughts, his own blind spots must have been machines. His own blind spot must have been machines. They didn't have thoughts at all. Yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting theory. Working under this assumption, Rosario sent me a hacking program so I could take control of the drones. They were equipped with wires for restraining intruders.
Ronan del Cielo, we're going to stop you with
these drones. So that's your strategy.
Mm-hmm. The drones surrounded Ronan. Poised to attack, they aimed their weapons at him. More theory? Alright, what you got? Theory time. The one with, Uki? Yui. Or Uki. Uki, gotcha. Yeah, if I remember correctly, her power was she could like make other people's she can make other people's desires come true. I'm trying to think if anybody had. I don't think anybody really had teleportation abilities in Chaos Head or Chaos Child. He and I could tell when people were lying. Kazuki talked things into existence. Yeah, I can't really think of any teleporty type powers. Alright, the drone surrounded Ronan. Poised to attack, they aimed their weapons at him. Ronan took a few small steps, but didn't run away. He may have realized that he no longer could. Next moment, the drones shot restraining wires at him. With a sharp sound, the wires flew through the air. It's alright. The unbelievable occurred. The drone wires passed right by Ronan and entangled the propellers of the drones they were opposite. All 4 of them plummeted to the ground. Okay, so it's... Their propellers smoking, they couldn't remain airborne. But Ronan was completely unharmed.
How?
Well, shit. Is it those steps he took? He hadn't moved because he was cornered. He was simply adjusting his position so the drones would fire at each other.
Momo, run!
Oh shit, no! A gunshot. The next moment, Rosario collapsed. Do not kill Rosario. I'm gonna be so mad. This reminded me of what I'd seen at the Nakano Broadway. Rosario was bleeding from the head. He'd killed her. No! What the fuck? Hold on, go back! Son of a bitch. After arriving at the Shinjuku Crater's reconstruction site, I hid in a bulldozer in preparation for my fight with Davide. I'm mad. Like, you can't... There's gotta be... She's not dead. No, it was a trick. There's some kind of trick going on here. No, I refuse to believe. There were no workers in sight, probably because it was New Year's Eve. This was good for me. It meant I didn't have to hold back.
Hold on! I figured out Juno's secret!
Oh, okay, cool.
Huh? Miss Lid?
I listened to her explanation as I watched for Davide and his handler to show up.
The trick to Juno's disappearing and reappearing, no, her warping, is actually quantum teleportation!
Alright. Let's learn about quantum teleportation. Transportation technology that uses quantum entanglement. Instead of sending actual matter like regular teleportation would, it sends quantum state information, which is then used to reconstruct the matter in the target location. Opinions are divided on whether the matter from before the teleportation is the same as the matter after. Interesting.
Huh? You mean like the stuff you see in sci-fi movies and anime?
Yes, it's a method of transportation using quantum entanglement. It's considered theoretically possible, but no person had ever traveled that way. The best researchers could do was send information. Juno must be a true genius.
So, how do we deal with her?
You'd need a pretty large device to pull off quantum teleportation, but I never saw her near anything like that. That leaves only one possibility. She's using the same thing as quantum communication.
Quantum. Method of communication using quantum teleportation. Establishing pairs of entangled photons that act as senders and receivers allows for extremely secretive communication. At first, the photons were sent to the receiving end using optical fibers, but since photon degeneracy imposed limits on sending distance, the photons are now sent to both the sending and receiving ends using space satellites. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. So she's just like science-y. She's just using technology.
I'm
Whoops.
figuring this out.
Sorry, that was an accident.
Meaning...
Yeah.
A satellite. If you can disrupt her communication with the satellite, you should be able to prevent her from using quantum teleportation.
Ah, Miss Lid, you're the GOAT!
Thanks to her, I knew how to take care of Juno and make it to the helipad. So, should I just...
I'll use it when the time comes.
Okay. Fine. The police car suddenly pulled into the area. I was out of sight, so they wouldn't find me right away. In fact, I'd left a little surprise for them.
Gotcha now.
The car was heading toward the prefab at the front of the entrance. With its door slightly open and the lights on, someone was visible inside. That someone was an AR image of me. I didn't know if the Holy Office peeps had their AR on or not, but I did whatever I could to grab their attention. I figured they wouldn't go in since it was so obviously a trap, but that didn't matter to me. They only had to get close enough to... The car suddenly accelerated, speeding straight at the prefab. Oh my goodness. Flames rose from the car and spread to the prefab.
How did this happen?
None of these events made any sense to me. I only planned to drop a steel frame on them when they got near the prefab, but that wasn't even necessary. All my prep was for nothing.
Wait.
The car's passenger door opened. The one who climbed out was Davide, and in his hand was the man in the priest's clothing. He'd been burned to a smoldering mass. A normal car fire couldn't have done that to him so quickly. That left only one possibility. Davide killed him. I'm so surprised you brought this psychotic, murderous maniac back to life, and now he's going rogue? I'm so surprised. You're telling me you can't control him? Davide laughed as he walked out of the prefab. He seemed like he's somehow even crazier now that he's been murdered once. His body was both rotten and burned. The flesh of his left leg had fallen off, exposing the bone. This is nasty.
No one can hinder me now. Come out, Ethan. Time to bear the yoke of hell.
A crane hung right over the prefab. I ran a program to trigger it, dropping the steel beams it was holding. Cool. I'm down. But moments before that...
Hallelujah.
The giant cross on Davide's back let loose a blinding light. It shimmered gold, emanating a strange and saintly vibe. A moment later, the light engulfed Davide himself. Then I realized it wasn't a light at all.
Fire?
The moment I realized the beams fell on him, are they just gonna melt and he's gonna stand up like nothing happened? His fire melted through the steel beams. Bathed in the searing flames that cloaked Davide's body, they were reduced to liquid in a matter of moments.
Is his sacrament more powerful somehow?
Jesus Christ. I was more than 10 meters away from him, but it felt insanely hot. This was way more intense than the heat I'd felt back at Broadway.
Oh
my god.
I'll do what I can first.
Davide dropped the priest's remains, and fire began to spread all around him.
What?
Gotta go fast. This is not good. The fire spread so fast it was like the ground was coated in gasoline. Before long, the whole site was aflame. Why didn't anyone tell me he could do that?
Okay, next move.
I turned on the engines of the heavy machinery I'd hacked. The 5 vehicles parked around the prefab turned on their headlights and lurched forward. Their huge treads and tires spun at full speed, hauling their hulking frames ahead. Their target was Davide. But then...
No!
Just gonna melt them, dude. The tires and treads started melting away. And in just a few seconds, the vehicles came to a complete standstill.
Bad news, Polon. An agent's got the little lady.
Well, shit.
What about Rosario?
No idea. Don't know if she's even breathing.
Shit!
There you are.
Our eyes met. He smiled as he took the large cross in hand.
What's he gonna do?
The sacred symbol gave off a deadly aura. I felt like I was looking at an emissary from hell. Can we,
Yeah, good call.
Okay, thank you, Polon. You're so picky about when you're willing to do this, my guy. Before anything else could happen, I hovered over the save data. We have your best interests at heart here, my guy. Honestly, I would have gone back a little further, but he's got a plan. I trust him. I contacted Momo and Rosario as I watched the police car head for the prefab. Okay, she's alive! So, I swear to God, if she dies again, I'm done. Not really, but I'm gonna be so mad.
Rosario can't run any further, so we're gonna stay and fight Ronan.
I have an idea of what his sacrament might be. I think we'll manage.
No, don't try anything. Just run away.
Rosario's too injured for that.
If you try to fight Ronan, the agents will catch you. Your plan isn't gonna work. Leave Rosario and get out of there.
No!
You're the one the agents want. Rosario might actually be safer if you go.
That's actually a good point.
But
that was when the police car crashed into the prefab and caught fire.
Momo, change the future.
I ended the call and ran the program immediately. I really want Rosario to live, goddammit. Don't you kill her again. The crane dropped the steel beams it was holding. This time around, my plan was wrap things up before Davide had the chance to get serious.
Not done yet.
Powered on the engines of the heavy machinery and had them all surge forward. Their target was the burning prefab. A dump truck, an excavator, a loader, a bulldozer, and a roller. The 5 of them crushed the tiny prefab. The vehicle suddenly exploded. The smoke billowing from the flames was so thick it could blot out a small high-rise. The fire from the prefab must have set them all alight. I didn't think Davide could have survived the chaos, but I had to be sure. Dude, just go! For a while, I just stood there and watched out for him. God damn it, Polon.
What?
I heard a sound. By the time I realized it was police sirens, several police cars had driven on site. They stopped near me, and out of them stepped...
Shit! It's Foreign Affairs!
Well, this is a whole new kind of bad. It looked like the people who arrested Bombi had called their peeps. Peeps. At the moment, both Holy Office 513 and the TMPD were our enemies. That meant taking Davide down wouldn't be the end of this. The countdown to the suicides was getting closer and closer to 0, but it didn't look like it didn't look like going to the egg tower was an option yet. Okay. Every time it fades to black, I'm like, oh, I see. I fucked up. Like, I get so like, oh no, bad ending. Shit. No, we're good. If you're hearing Polon's words and with some begging from Rosario, I finally decided to run away by myself. I had to convince myself that Rosario would be safe without me.
Momo, look.
Rosario sent me a recording that showed Ronan.
You can't defeat me.
Though his face had remained calm and collected, Ronan's face suddenly hardened. Next, he distanced himself from Rosario and walked away as though he was afraid.
What did you do to him?
That was exactly what I was about to ask.
Nothing. He was the one who cornered me. I couldn't even touch him. I couldn't do anything. But he got agitated and left.
Interesting. Couldn't do anything. Those words stood out to me. After all...
We acted differently.
What?
We listened to Polon after he loaded, and acted differently from before. What if that affected Ronan somehow?
He's not, maybe he's not reading their minds in the moment, but rather he's working off of he's working off of information from a certain timeline. And so going back and changing things makes it work differently.
Then his sacrament must be...
Interesting. I'd come to the underground part of Shinjuku Station to get away from the police. I couldn't see them, but I could hear their footsteps everywhere.
Hold on! We figured out Ronan's sacrament!
Huh? Didn't you run away?
It's because we ran away that we managed to figure out his sacrament. Because we listened to you after you loaded.
Thanks, Paulon. Yeah. Ah, memories. Memories of the couples.
Maybe it's not really a sacrament after all, though.
What do you mean?
He probably acts based on predictions made by the Vatican's Earth simulator.
Predictions? You mean the thing Rosario was talking about?
She told us that they use security cams and sats to analyze and simulate Momo's behavior.
Rosario said the predictions were imprecise, but he can still use them to his advantage. When you load and mess up those predictions, though,
that's awesome.
You can defeat Ronan.
Hold on. We figured out what the pool hack's all about. Someone else is in on it this time.
Dude, shit's going down. Like, we're getting all kinds of progress.
What? He's not working alone?
Get tab trap. I'd never heard of Cicada working with an accomplice. Unless he was just using someone again? Like he'd used the Lime Nukui for the hi-hat.
We found out that they're using Li-Fi. It's short range, so chances are the perp's in there among the victims.
Oh, I get it. Do you know who it is?
I tried checking the security footage in and around Nishi Shinjuku, but no luck. Sorry.
The first victims are probably a group of 10 or so that stopped at a certain traffic light. Hard to pick out our perp in that crowd, though.
So, how do we complete this quest?
I asked as I looked around for a place to hide.
I have an idea, but we'd need more than the 10 minutes we have left for it.
I'll just load then. I'm fine.
Or not.
I knew you'd say that. I really don't want you abusing it like this.
You'd rather abandon all those people? Just tell me your idea.
I heard him let out a sigh.
Join the Li-Fi network.
Oh.
Become a part of the pool hack. Willingly.
You serious?
If we join the Li-Fi network, we can use an app called Argos to visualize the connections to the perp. Getting the app should be easy too. If we have someone in the Li-Fi network, someone to check the visualization app, and a few people to restrain the perp, we should be set.
Huh.
The only concern will be the time we'll lose by turning off the BMI.
What do you mean?
The perp's gonna know right away if someone joins the network, meaning we have to get onto the helipad before we find him through the app.
So the people on the perp restraining task are gonna have to sneak onto the helipad first.
With their BMI off, to avoid getting forced into the Li-Fi network like everyone else.
Ah, I see. We'll lose time because it'll be harder to communicate.
And if we mess around too much, the perp's just gonna run the suicide command. And then it'll all be over.
Right.
Whoever was on the helipad would be waiting with their BMI off. That meant they wouldn't know when the perp was found or when to act. I know everyone was gonna be tense, but they'd still be real vigilant. They'd still be real vigilant, but there was no guarantee that we'd all stay in sync. Yeah. Uh-oh. Footsteps were getting closer. I hung up and ran as fast as I could. Stars over Shinjuku shone through the gaps in the ceiling above. It reminded me of the scenery around the egg tower. Should I? Yeah, is it load
Not
time?
yet.
Nope. Okay. Next, I thought of the roads I'd driven on as I looked for somewhere to fight Davide. Then, the crater's surroundings. And finally, Shinjuku's night skyline.
That reminds
remembered the road I'd taken to the construction site.
I saw this clock.
I felt like I could use it as a signal. If we put the plan into action when the hour hand was over the minute hand, we could sync up without even without our BMI. That would save some time. But the MTT building was sealed off. It had been at risk of collapse since a sad morning. One of us would have to go there and move the clock.
I finally see it.
Juno, the agents, the second pool hack, I thought they were all massive problems we'd struggle to sort out. But the situation had changed. My friends had turned it all around. We had about 10 minutes left until the countdown ended. Oh, multiple incidents reported in Shinjuku. TMPD considers blockade. Fair enough. Is it time? Read my mind. Alright. First up was Davide. Is that what he said, or did I make that up? I think I made that up. Oh no, that's from the chapter thing. Things went pretty well this time around, but a lot of lives were on the line here. I need to bet it all on acting on acing the next load. This time, I'm gonna do everything perfectly. Hell yeah. Oh, we're going all the way back. All right. Let's go. I came back to right after we got the egg hint.
Listen up. The new quest is actually a second pool hack.
That was the first thing I said to Cross and Wind.
Huh? Pool hack? You mean like the quest last year? Oh yeah! That was on New Year's Eve too.
The scenery intercept one, right?
Wait, how do you know that?
I cheated a bit.
What?
You got the deets?
There might be a perp this time. He used Li-Fi to pull off another pool hack. He's got 50 people standing on the Egg Tower's helipad.
Egg Tower? The one in Shinjuku? Oh, so that's why the hint was egg.
If the perp's one of those people, we should check the security cams in the area to figure out who it is.
No, that didn't work. That's why someone has to go to the helipad and connect to the Li-Fi network. Then someone else has to use Argos.
So it's gonna be a group effort.
Yeah, plus someone to restrain the perp. We're gonna need 4 people in total.
That's a decent plan. The problem is...
we're gonna lose time if we turn off our BMI, right?
Everything I'd said so far was something we talked about last time, but now I was gonna add something new to the mix.
We can use the MTT building.
What?
If we start the op the moment the hands of the clock overlap, everyone should be in sync. That ought to minimize the lag between us.
An analog clock could work as a signal the perp wouldn't notice, but the clock's dead, and there's rubble on the dial.
Wind, you go clear the rubble and get the clock working.
What? Me?
Cross has to use the Argos app, and I got a bunch of stuff to take care of too.
Like Juno and the agents.
Come on, man, you're the only one I can count on for this.
Oh, Wind, my boy, Wind!
All right, I'll do it.
Never thought an analog clock would end up part of the strategy.
Fuck me.
But hey, Operation Analog. I like that.
Naming the operations, eh? That brings back memories. Now we just had to decide who was gonna go to the helipad. Oh yeah, the CCO.
Oz, I need your help.
I told him about the TMPD cooperating with the Holy Office 513.
I want you to talk to some big shot, like the Superintendent General, and get him to scrap their arrangement with the Holy Office.
You're asking too much of me here, kid.
I know it won't be easy, but people's lives are in danger. Try and work something out for me, will ya?
I hung up on Oz and then got in touch with Momo and Rosario.
Forget about Juno's code and come to the Egg Tower.
Huh? Did something happen?
An agent's coming after you. His name's Ronan.
Ronan's coming?
Yeah, but we can handle him. That's why I want you to meet up with me and help out.
All right, we'll be there soon.
This is awesome. I'm so proud. I didn't mention that Kent Korihisa might be dead. I was important, but lives were at stake right now. We had to complete this quest first. Wind and I rode together until we had to split up. He went to the MTT building, while I went to the Egg Tower. I was here earlier than last time. There were some officers around, but no media people or curious onlookers.
Hold on!
Momo leapt out of the car Rosario was driving, then ran up to me. Rosario joined her moments later.
How are we going to beat the agents?
I'm so glad you're not dead right now, Rosario. I
We're gonna
appreciate
head
that.
underground and sneak into the Egg Tower.
I know.
So we can ambush them?
Yeah, but before that, we're gonna take Juno down.
What?
Hell yeah. Heck Juno. She was waiting at the entrance, just like last time.
Juno.
What are you two doing here? What about my code? Weren't you going to prove your love for Kent?
Juno.
I found something more important.
You failure. So you're not even cut out to be a stalker? You've no right to participate in the quests.
Can you not right now?
I don't need a right to participate.
Oh my! I've never heard trash speak its mind before.
I'm good.
You done talking, Juno? Sorry, but it's time you took off.
I like the occasional non-swear swear. Heck this heckin' bitch.
Excuse me?
What is this? Like, okay. I just... If her whole thing is literally just... Fuck Juno. No, if her whole thing is literally just, my brother died and I don't like people talking about him, so I'm gonna... And I don't want anyone else to solve these quests. If that's literally her entire thing, like, if she doesn't have any secret motivation that we don't know about, I'm gonna be kind of disappointed. Because that's really lame. Like... I that is true, but like I feel like there's got to be. I hope that there's some extra, like, I hope that there's more to her. Like there's some extra motivation she has. Like an extra reason why she's doing all this shit. Because otherwise, she like extra sucks.
We're taking you down, and we're completing the quest.
You can't do that. Where is all this confidence coming from?
Quantum teleportation.
Got-y!
I know all your tricks.
You're
Oh,
dead.
good music! The moment she spoke, I activated my Berry Blocky. I love Berry Blocky.
She disappeared?
Momo and Rosario...
right
Sorry.
through
Momo and Rosario looked around, searching for Juno. Without moving an inch, I waited for the right moment. I felt something touch my shoulder. But the scenery didn't change at all.
What?
I spun around and reached for her carrion node. She twisted her body and evaded me. But then... Momo darted behind Juno and snatched her carrion node. Fuck yeah, Juno! Not Juno, Momo. Sorry.
Are we taking that?
Yeah!
No! Oh, what sick joke are you playing? This is not supposed to happen! You fucking vermin!
Juno's eyes seemed to change color as she charged at Momo.
Not so fast!
I just want Rosario to just straight up punch her in the face. I just want her to swing. Yeah, even better. Rosario smashed her with a roundhouse kick. Fuck yeah. Juno's body flew through the air and collided with one of the entrance pillars. She slid down it and collapsed on the floor. Oh, I'm sad the music's gone, but fuck yeah, let's go. She was completely still and her face pale.
Did you kill her?
No, just knocked her out.
Seeing an agent of the church showing off her skills actually kind of scared me.
Hold on,
Alright, that's Juno dealt with.
are you sure that using Nonno's gadget was the right idea? We still have mine, but weren't they meant to stop the agents?
The gadgets didn't really work on the agents, which figures. Don't worry though, I already have an idea of how to beat them.
Hey, you got 2 agents heading your way. And you won't believe this, but one of them's...
Davide, right? The guy who's supposed to be dead?
Like, what?
I have a plan. You just keep working with the TMPD, okay?
Oh. Okay. I saved right here and took my keyboard out of my pocket. Seconds later, I was using it to hack the building systems.
Rosario, we gotta discuss the plan. There they are.
A few minutes had passed since Oz's warning. The agents came in through the front entrance.
The information we got was right.
A guy in a hood and another guy who's rotting away. Davide's handler was nowhere to be seen. Lucky him.
They sent 2 of their most powerful agents. 513 must be quaking in their boots.
Rosario's words were optimistically dry. Her eyes didn't seem half as cheery. She probably understood better than anyone the skill gap between herself and the other 2 agents.
This plan of mine is centered around my loading. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to lose at least once.
Of course, by loading, I could erase that defeat from history. But that didn't change the fact that Rosario was going to get hurt.
I swore an oath that I'd give my life to save the world. If it helps us win, I'll do whatever you need me to.
Oh, I love her. She showed herself to them. I stayed hidden behind a nearby pillar. Momo was hiding behind another pillar, beside Juno's unconscious body.
You too shall know the pain of death.
Davide took off both his gloves. A moment later, he kicked the floor. In seconds, his huge bear-like body was inches from Rosario. Glowing with the heat of a furnace, Davide swung for her with his red-hot hand. But before the fist could touch her, Rosario struck his wrist and redirected the attack. He missed. 1, 2... Oh, I missed. I totally missed it. Without saying a word, she deflected the following attack too. Rosario said she'd acquired info on the agent she teamed up with, and that included Davide's fighting style, apparently. Watching her, I felt pretty damn grateful she was on our side. Using my keyboard, I slipped into the building's systems again. I love these graphics. Oh. As soon as I could, I turned off the entrance lights. The surroundings were instantly covered in darkness. A little light was coming from the door, but it wasn't even enough to see anyone else.
Rosario, now!
I'd only given her one order. Attack Ronin when the lights go out. I heard the crack of a gunshot. Someone collapsed and I turned the lights back on. Momo gasped. She was looking at... Oh, no, I don't want to see it! Stop! No! I hate this! I hate this plan. I hate it. I don't like this plan. I don't like this plan. I know that we're going back to stop it, but I still don't like this plan. I don't want to see this. Why must you do this to me, game? Rosario, who lay on the ground. There was a hole in her head. All right, we're...
Hard pass.
Fuck you, Polon! The light had faded from her eyes, but they were still fixed on her target. What do you mean hard pass? That was literally the plan, you asshole! The agent Ronin. Not even as he lowered his gun did Ronin's expression change. He was the one that shot Rosario in the darkness.
Don't worry, it's all good.
I'm gonna kill you. Hold on, you asshole.
Rosario?
They're like, no, you're gonna look at this corpse of this character you really like. Fuck you. Momo knew the plan, but her heart ached seeing Rosario like this. She is not alone in that. Pull on. Please. I felt the same.
Now it's our turn. Come on, just watch.
I see, he's doing it. Fuck you, Paul, you jackass. I opened the load screen and made ready to flee this reality. God damn it. Why am I even here? If you just got this whole thing settled in your own... You're gonna handle everything, Polon. Yeah, alright. It's better. Her allies hiding behind the pillars, Rosario stood ready to protect them from the agents. It's weird that we're not in Polon's perspective right now. We're back in neutral perspective.
You too shall know.
Interesting.
The pain of death.
Davide took off both of his gloves and kicked off the ground. Yeah. He raced towards Rosario at inhuman speed and threw a punch with his superheated fist. Davide's onslaught was brutal, but Rosario countered every one of his attacks. Someone's watching. Yeah. That's... Okay. That actually reminded me. Remember Cicada's message after the second quest? His message was said, "Who's observing you?" And I was like, "It's me. I'm observing." But like, maybe he meant that both. Like, he also meant that. Maybe that's what this perspective is. Whoever's the observer. As the battle raged on, Polon, still hidden, hacked the building and switched out the lights.
Rosario, now!
Intense sounds echoed through the dark. The room lit up as suddenly as it had darkened, and Momo looked on, perplexed at... Yeah. Yeah, get shot again, stupid. Davide, lying on the ground. He'd been shot in the head.
How?
Thoroughly dumbfounded, Ronan lowered his gun. His face had lost its composure. Yeah. His eyes were open wide, and his breathing was strained.
I shot you.
In your predictions, at least.
Yeah.
What do you know?
That you are not long for this world.
Ronan took out his input device. It was a cryptex, reminiscent of a pipe puzzle. He started rotating its dials. Interesting. That's like the, it's like a bike lock, almost. I know some bike locks are with the rotating numbers and shit. A cylinder the size of both hands, covered in discs akin to those found on combination locks. That's the word I was looking for. The discs have either letters or numbers on them, and the cylinder can be opened by inputting the correct combination. A certain novel, which was adapted to film, features a cryptex containing paper that reveals the location of the Holy Grail. Trying to open it without solving the code results in vinegar being spilled onto the paper, erasing the text. Neat. Whoops.
He's recalculating!
He won't.
Rosario trained her gun on the hooded agent, but Ronan fired first. He missed. His face turned pale the moment he realized what he'd done.
Recalculate.
He hid behind a pillar, but Rosario was on him. Oh shit, he's handsome? At point-blank range, she pulled the trigger. Ronan dodged the shot, but barely. That meant he'd finished recalculating in time. He fired back. Right between Rosario's eyes. Was where he'd aimed, at least. Right? He's like the most normal looking dude ever. He's like the most NPC character of all time. Moments before he fired, she'd grabbed Ronan's arm and thrown off his aim.
Impossible.
They look like they're about to kiss, and I don't like that.
This isn't a computation error. The future has changed?
So his app's real. At least if your panicking is anything to go by.
Weird angle. I didn't see any weird angle, but I believe you. This whole, like, I don't like how close their faces are. It looks like they're about to smooch.
App? What are you talking about?
It's weird.
Who knows?
Ah, no, I see what you're saying now. I see what you're referring to. Gotcha. Listen, I wasn't looking because I am a gentleman, all right? But now I can't not see it. God damn it. Ronan fired off round after round. Listen. By twisting her body and using her gun to redirect Ronan's, Rosario dodged every shot. Her breathing was steady and her body relaxed. The same composed smile that graced Ronan's lips earlier was playing across Rosario's now. Hold on. Ignore that.
How? How can you change the future?
Those who know the future can change it. That's all there is to it.
Hell yeah. Ronan pulled the trigger with desperate aggression. But this time, the gun was silent. Consumed by panic, he hadn't realized he was out of ammo.
I refuse to accept this future.
Don't worry, you don't have to. Because you won't be part of it.
That was really funny. I'm gonna be honest, the animation of him just putting the gun away and slowly falling to the ground was really funny. It's true, you're not wrong. Ronan collapsed as the bullet burst from the back of his head. Wow, she is a like a font of murder, which, you know, I'm not against. They're bad people. So like, but also she's just shooting people in the head. She's 2 for 2 so far. His lifeless face was warped in shock. All right, so we're down 2 agents for now. I'm curious if whoever is bringing people back. I assume it was I already forgot the name. Something Arcana. I assume she's the one who has the resurrection power. Yeah. The Superintendent General, Secretary General Nomura, and the Superintendent Vice General sat in the office. Sitting on a couch, the Secretary General listened to the Superintendent General's progress report on the TMPD 513's joint mission.
Wait! Lower-ranked officers aren't allowed to...
The office door swung open. We're still in like neutral perspective. The one who'd barged in without permission was Kaoru Samezu.
Who are you? We're discussing an important matter with Secretary General Nimura.
Wait, you're from the Cybercrimes Division.
Chief Samezu.
I'm here to tell you to go fuck yourself.
I apologize for the intrusion,
Probably.
But I want you to put your conversation on hold and look over these documents.
We don't have time for that. Get him out of here!
Right away, sir.
Before the Superintendent General could approach him, Kaoru sent some data to their tablets through his BMI.
These are...
communication logs?
They're between Secretary General Nimura and the Holy Office 513. As you can see, he used the Holy Office for his own gain.
Ooh.
What?
Tattletale. Oz had acquired most of the documents during his investigation into the Guy Institution. They weren't enough to stop Project Gaia, but they had immense value here.
Doesn't look like these.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
I'll take responsibility for that. But first, Mr. Nimura has to be punished. He ordered the assassination of the previous Secretary General. Nimura, you cooperated with the Holy Office to repay them for a personal favor. You've also blackmailed the Superintendent General, yes?
Baseless nonsense.
If the police won't punish you, perhaps society will. What if I leaked this information to the public?
You wouldn't.
I think he would.
Before you try anything, know that you can't make this go away by silencing me. If anything happens to me, these documents go public.
Do you think that anyone will believe this nonsensical forgery? This is absurd.
It's not absurd at all.
What?
This information is worth looking into, even if there's a chance it was acquired through illegitimate channels.
All right, so Superintendent General has some scruples.
Have you lost your mind?
Oh, goddammit. Don't you care about your family?
I was mistaken. I should never have allowed you to blackmail me.
Oh.
Huh. Vice General, order all departments to cease cooperation with the Holy Office 513.
Hell yeah.
Right away.
Secretary General Nimura, you...
Before anyone could apprehend him, Nimura pulled out a knife. Gripped the handle with shaking hands.
In God's name.
Oh, god damn it with this shit. And slit his own neck. He collapsed. Oh, that's not what I was expecting him to do.
This is just like what happened during the Hayek.
All right. The Vice General and another officer ran over to him in an attempt to stop the bleeding.
He's losing too much blood!
I'll call an ambulance!
Amidst the chaos, Kaoru called his subordinates via BMI.
Our agreement with the Holy Office is dissolved. Return to the quest immediately.
I was about to say, it feels like we were like, yeah, we did it. We're not even done. We still got the fucking quest to do. Like, if we've accomplished so much, we handled the agents and Juno, but we still have to do the quest.
Unbelievable. You defeated 2 agents at once.
Dumbfounded, Momo looked down at the bodies of Davide and Ronan. She couldn't stop blinking. This probably didn't feel real to her.
I couldn't have pulled this off without Rosario.
I simply did as you ordered.
Honestly, I had to keep loading over and over. The Holy Office's computation speed was much faster than I had expected. Every time they were done recalculating, Ronan would kill Rosario. This victory was thanks to countless loads that ended in failure. Interesting. I wonder if that's why it switched me to neutral perspective instead of his. Like, we only saw the successful run, whereas from his perspective, he did a bunch of failed runs. Because we only saw one failed run firsthand.
Give it back.
Hey Rosario, could you give her another swift boot to the face? Conscious again, Juno stood up slowly and glared at us. Company managing egg to— oh, I already read that one.
Give me back my carrier node. I need to complete the quest. I'll die if I don't. I'll kill you, and then off myself too.
Okay, Rosario, boot. Juno shrieked as she lunged for my neck, her expression twisting her face until she looked like a witch from some fairy tale. She kind of always looks like a witch from some fairy tale, let's be honest.
Hold on!
Before she could do that, I grabbed her arms and stopped her.
Don't worry. I'm fine.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you and kill myself!
Kent Korihisa is dead, isn't he?
Her arms slackened.
What do you mean?
You've made it to the coordinates?
You could say that. When I asked if you were Cicada's little sister, you didn't deny it. Kent Korihisa is dead. But he's Cicada too. There's something going on behind the scenes, right?
If this... Is she gonna end up working with us? Like... I'm getting, like... If she ends up working with us, I feel like... I'm not 100% against it, but she is crazy. Like... Juno didn't respond. Let's just see where... let's just see where this goes. Her silence was the answer I needed.
All right. If Cicada wants a highly intelligent individual, he's gonna get one.
Juno walked away from me and dropped to the ground.
Can't look at me, dear brother. Acknowledge me. The #1 spot is safe with me. I'll prove myself worthy of your attention, of your recognition. And when you look at me and acknowledge me, I'll kill myself right before your eyes. That way, I'll stay in your mind forever. We'll never be apart again.
I cannot understand this chick. Like, I cannot wrap my head around her actions and motivations.
I love you.
Yeah.
I love you so much. From the bottom of my heart.
Her eyes dulled as she curled up into a fetal position. We'd sussed out her teleportation trick, grabbed her carrier node, and learned about Kent's death. Anyone would give up after that.
Hold on. That can't be true, can it? Kent Kurihisa must be alive.
No. You were the ones who told me you saw a dead body. But you also said you didn't know if it was really him. But after seeing Juno's reaction, I know that chasing Cicada down is the right thing to do.
Sweet Momo.
That's why everything's gonna work out. Trust me.
She nodded, but without much confidence. It must have been hard for her to keep up with all this. That was when I heard voices at the door. Familiar and colorful trio were there.
Hold on, how's the quest going?
Oh, it's the Cyberforce dolls.
Hell yeah. I ran up to them and looked into her eyes.
Hey, you're kinda close there. I know legal boundaries mean nothing to you, but have some respect for physical ones, okay?
I just wanted to check if you were okay. You had to work with the Holy Office, didn't you? You alright?
We were cooperating with them.
So...
But now we're totally clean.
Yeah.
Jeez. I was embarrassed to be a police officer working with those sickos.
Oh, I'm real glad to hear that.
Well, Oz and Mr. Samizu must have worked hard to get that agreement voided.
I'm surprised you care so much.
Of course I care. You saved my life.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
I should have thanked her before I loaded. It was too late for that now, though. So...
I'll never forget what you did for me. Seriously.
Oh, this is sweet.
Okay. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but it's an officer's job to keep people smiling. If you ever need help, I'll be there for you.
Oh. Bombi puffed out her chest.
But only when it's legal.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on. I've tuned the visualization app. How are things over there?
We took care of Juno and the agents, and we have the 4 people we need. We're about to go to the helipad. Wind, how's it going on your end?
Sorry, this is gonna take a while longer, but I'll make it in time, I promise.
We can complete the quest if we go to the helipad?
Yeah, we have a plan.
The elevator isn't working, so we'll have to go up to the 50th floor on foot.
Oh, God.
The countdown ends in 24 minutes.
Wind, my man.
Will we make it?
We should just... Wait, will we?
Our plan was gonna start at midnight on the dot, when the hour and minute hands touched. That meant we only had 19 minutes to get into our positions. Since we'd have to sneak onto the helipad too, we probably didn't even have that long.
Oh, hey! Why don't you use bikes?
Up the stairs? Excuse? Jumping from the top of a neighboring building onto the egg tower. Oh my god, that's incredible. How is that legal? What? That was what Bobby meant when she suggested we use bikes. Screeny time? Alright. Go nuts. That's just take the elevator to the roof of the neighboring building and just jump across. That's crazy. Bombi, you're crazy. Even if we didn't make it onto the 50th floor at the top, we could still save some walking time if we landed on one of the higher floors.
That idea's crazy! What kind of cop are you?
One who trusts Iroha's skills. And you look like you're good on a graper too. Unless, what, you don't think you'll stick the landing?
Oh, I'll stick it. I'll show you what I can do.
We did donuts on the rooftop, gradually building speed. The distance from here to the egg tower was about 30 meters. We wouldn't make the jump if we weren't going fast enough. Rico looks pissed, she does. I focused on accelerating, and then...
Ready?
Yeah!
Hold on tight!
Once I broke 100 kilometers an hour, I quit making circles and went for the jump. I sped toward the makeshift ramp we'd made from the metal sheets, accelerating harder as I got closer. It was 50 meters to the ramp, but I closed the distance in a moment. Yeah! We were launched into the air. We pierced the cold dark of the evening. Alright. This one's sick. Whoops. This one's sick. Here, you know what? Take one for myself, too. I officially absolutely love the Cyberforce dolls. The couples, I love them all. I felt myself breaking through the dense wall of air. This must have been what it was like to be a stuntman. Riding a graper nearly 100 meters above ground felt so unreal that I couldn't believe there weren't any cameras around. I slowly began to lose speed. I should have doubted them. Then I felt like we were floating. I could feel my stomach rising. Also, this track fucking slaps.
Bobby, now!
That's true. I felt her raising her gun behind me. She aimed right ahead of us.
Come on! Hit!
One of the egg tower's big glass windows shattered. So many screenies. Gimme. Dude, it does look, she looks so weird with a gun. Just holding a gun. It's true. A moment later, my graper was inside the building. I hit the brakes the moment we landed. We skidded across the floor, leaving thick tire tracks behind us.
Stop!
The giant pillar in front was getting real close, real fast. But I brought the graper to a stop right as the front wheel touched it. Whew. I literally have a folder on my computer titled, I called it Image Collections. Under my Pictures folder, I have a folder called Image Collections, and in that folder are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other folders. Each of those folders contains screenshots and images from different visual novels. So, I don't have a lot of room to talk.
That was easy.
Yeah, it was nothing.
As we climbed off the graper, Iroha and Rico sailed in through the same window we'd come through. Their landing was a lot more graceful.
Sorry for the wait.
Her expression was as relaxed as ever. It was like the possibility of failure had never crossed her mind.
Dude!
She must have been used to pulling off crazy stunts like this. Anyway, now that we've made it to the 31st floor of the egg tower, we could finish our climb to the helipad on foot. I like how that entire sequence took less than a minute. Yo, wind! It's some wind action.
You can do it, Windy!
Oh.
Yeah.
Wind had made it to the 25th floor and turned on the analog clock. His next task was removing the rubble, which meant climbing an outside ladder. On his belt was a small electric hammer he'd bought at an electronics store right before closing time. He needed a tool for the job. Strong winds blowing from the Shinjuku crater battered him.
Come on! Why'd the wind have to pick up now? I'm no good with this kind of thing!
Ironically, wind cannot handle the wind. He clung to the ladder and waited for the air to calm.
All right.
Got this, man. I believe in you. He continued his climb when it seemed safe. But the moment he did, the rung he stepped on shattered and his body swung sideways. He kept himself from falling, but the electric hammer on his belt detached and fell to the bottom of the ladder. Well, shit. There were 7 minutes left until the plan began. Wind clambered back down to retrieve his hammer. Come on, Wind. We got 4 minutes left to the synchronization. Multiple incidents reported in Shinjuku. TMPD considers block it. Oh, I remember that. Using the debris-laden emergency stairwell, we somehow made it to the top. The door to the helipad hung wide open, and a cold wind was blowing in from outside. We couldn't see any of the victims from here, though. We had 4 minutes left before it was time to put our plan into action. I told them all about Operation Analog on the way, but since we had the time, I figured I'd run it by them again.
All right, let's go through this one last time.
Okay.
First, Bombi, Rico, and I will head onto the helipad with our BMI off so the perp doesn't realize we're there.
Nice of you to volunteer us for this part.
The plan starts the moment the hands on the MTT building's clock line up at exactly midnight.
And that's when I should turn on my BMI, right?
Yeah, you'll join the Li-Fi network and get infected with the pool hack virus. Once you've done that...
I can use the Argos app to pinpoint the perpetrator, since I have a wired connection with Bombi.
And when you figure out who it is, you'll shout the perp's number.
That's an incredibly, like, risky move for Bombi. Like, if this doesn't work, she's going off the edge.
Did you memorize your half pull on?
That's scary.
Yeah, somehow.
We couldn't figure out who the perp was just by looking, so we assigned numbers to everyone on the helipad. I couldn't remember all the numbers myself, so I split them with Rico. I memorized the numbers of the 27 people on the left side of the helipad, and she got the rest.
All right, take this sealing device.
Bombi handed me something that looked like an earmuff.
When you put this over an ear with a carry node attached, it forces the person's BMI to shut down. Once someone has it on, they can't take it off either. So there's no way they'll be able to restart the pool hack.
Neat.
CCO's got a new toy, huh?
Using this will be easier than grabbing the perp's carry node, so it should work out okay.
Yeah, it'll help. I owe ya. How's it going, Wind? Wind?
I called him using BMI, but he didn't respond. Did something happen?
There's no time. Let's start the plan.
Yeah, all right.
For now, all I could do was trust Wind and go through with Operation Analog. I'd have to deal with any hiccups when they happened. Come on, Wind! I turned off my BMI and stepped out onto the helipad with Bombi and Rico. Come on, Wind! You got this, Wind. The helipad looked just like it had on the news. 56 victims standing around, absent-mindedly looking toward the Shinjuku crater. Even from the side, I could tell their faces were blank, and they weren't actually seeing anything. The three of us crouched, hiding behind the victim so the perp wouldn't see us. We looked across at the MTT building through their legs. Yeah, this time it's actually from Polon's perspective, just with his BMI off. But it is interesting that it uses the same graphic. The analog clock was working. The hour and minute hands began moving to the correct position and stopped at 23:59. We actually did it! I couldn't see Bambi or Rico from here, but they must have noticed it too. Hell yeah, wind! In silence, we watched as the clock hands met. That was when... 17! I heard a voice coming from the other side of the open door outside Li-Fi range. Maybe. That was one of my numbers. 17 was standing on the outer side of the crowd, near the edge of the helipad. I looked at his position and saw a man looking around, startled by the sound of Iroha's voice. That had to be him. Zigzagging between the victims, I dashed toward him as fast as I could, yelling as loud as I can so as to alert him to my position. His carrier node was on his right ear. I took out the sealing device and slapped it onto his ear.
Shit! What is this?
I noticed light returning to people's eyes. Bambi, who was standing at the back, started blinking too. She looked at me.
We did it!
Awesome!
We stopped the pool hack.
You motherfucker!
Dude! The perp glared at me and punched me square in the jaw. I staggered backwards. I found my footing after a few steps, but I'd run out of room to stand. There was no way. I shouldn't be able to... Yeah, the BMI's off, so I cannot load. The words wouldn't come. One of my feet had already stepped off the edge of the helipad. The other followed right after. Polon, turn your BMI back on or something? I don't know. I didn't have time to grab onto anything. All I could do was fall. Momo, save him!
Huh?
I don't know how, but do it! While we waited at the entrance, something impossible happened before us.
Wait. You?
What? Who? What? Excuse me? Felt the wind pushing against my back. Who the fuck was that? It was making my clothes flutter. As the helipad got further and further away, I looked for any way to survive this. I reached out, hoping to grab onto a piece of rope that might be dangling down like a lifeline. I flailed my legs, hoping they might catch onto a news drone buzzing around. My BMI was flickering back on, but it didn't look like it'd be workable before I hit the ground. Of all the times to not be able to load. I had no redos, no outs, no takebacks. I was going to die. My thoughts left my mouth as screams. I didn't want to die yet. I couldn't die yet. There were still things I needed to do. Yo, Juno? What? It was Juno. I couldn't believe it. She appeared in front of me suddenly, like when she used her quantum teleportation. But this had to be a hallucination. Momo had Juno's carrier node. Yo, Juno redemption arc? Let's go! And even if Juno had it, there was no way she'd use it to help me. The hallucination kicked off the egg tower's wall, launching itself down toward me. It felt like I was watching an action film. This was some weird-ass end-of-life vision. Juno held me. She had to be real. Her touch had a human warmth. And the scent of her perfume was so intense I almost choked on it.
Con anima. With soul.
Okay. The moment I heard those words, I found myself standing on the surface. My knees were shaking. It was a struggle to stay standing. That was when my BMI finished booting.
Yeah, but Juno helped me.
It's a blue again. So listen, okay, if she joins now, like, you know what? If she wants to, if we're doing the whole, if we're gonna do a Juno redemption arc, I'm honestly down for it. She still creeps me out, but you know what? She saved Polon, so we're, you know.
Takaoka, you good, bud?
Polly! Are you alive? Hey, Polly! Polly!
We'll see. Yeah, exactly. We'll see.
Well, we can still contact you, so I guess you're all right.
Yeah, kinda.
Tons more people called to check if I was okay. Apparently, a news drone had captured my fall on film.
We got the perp. The victims are unharmed. Besides you falling off the helipad, the plan was a complete success.
That's good to hear.
I calmed myself down by taking a bunch of deep breaths. I'd honestly thought I was gonna die. I sure hadn't expected Juno to save me. A message from Cicada 3301. Ken Korihisa was dead, but this Cicada was still alive. It was time to figure out what was going on with Cicada's identity. I shared my vision with the symphonies and opened the message. Amadeus? That was weird. We like said that at the same time. Amadeus?
Huh? That's...
It's Amadeus. Dude, it's Ken Korihisa Amadeus himself. That explains everything. That explains the whole thing. It's Amadeus Ken Korihisa. This motherfucker Amadeus himself. That explains it. He is dead. I mean, that's kind of what I said earlier, right? I forgot about Amadeus. I did not expect fucking Amadeus. All right. Oh my god, that logo hits so many emotions right now. Looking at that logo brings up just so many feelings. That's crazy. That's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Fucking Amadeus. A video recording appeared on my BMI. I hit play. Yeah.
I am Cicada 3301, an AI operating on an independently modified Amadeus system framework. Kent Korihisa was the name of my original.
The tie! That's the guy who just showed up to Momo, right? He's wearing the same suit.
Polon Takaoka, I finally found you. For years, I have been on a quest for a person who would meet my criteria.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I saw that, but no. I'm still going. That's fucking crazy. Oh.
By which I mean either a highly intelligent individual,
or someone who cheated by fucking loading his save,
or someone who has been contacted by a being often referred to as God or Holy Mother. Not spiritual concept, but rather observer.
That's me. Observer? Why did he feel the need to specify that?
Holy Mother?
It was Momo who'd been contacted by the Virgin Mary, not me. Did Cicada have us mixed up? Although... It's me! God, Holy Mother, Observer? For some reason, hearing those words reminded me of you, Anon. That's me.
I was aware that you were searching for me.
Like, it's been so long since he's referred to the person who gave him the app as Anon. I forgot that's who he was referring to. Like, it's been so long since he gave him that name, or me that name. Shit, this is getting confusing.
Thus, allow me to preemptively answer your question of, is there a way to circumvent the end?
Hell yeah!
That was exactly what we wanted to know.
In short, yes, the end can be averted.
Hell yeah. He looks really cool.
I am currently working on it, and I will share it with you when the time comes. But there is something that must be dealt with beforehand.
Shinjuku Egg Tower. All 56 people rescued, none of them in serious condition. 56 people. There were 50 people, and then... Who were the other 6? The Cyberforce dolls and Polon were also there, but Polon was not there afterwards. I'm over it. What can he mean by that?
I have seen the fate line before, and it showed a certain prediction. If I were to summarize it, then a calamity will appear prior to the end of the world, bringing further suffering and despair to humanity already faced with the end.
I assume that's referring to the sad morning.
It is as indicated in the Book of Revelation. If the onset of this calamity is not halted, the plan I am currently developing to avert the end will be for naught. As for the nature of said calamity, it is this individual.
What?
Oh yeah, that guy. That punk-ass kid. Him? Fucker.
Asuma Soga. He is the head researcher at the Guy Institution, in charge of the Guy QCDC and their Earth simulator, Gaia. The child will contort into a calamity. That is what the fate line foretold. And the predestined day is approximately a week from now, January 8th.
That's terrifying. Imagine you learned the fucking end of the world is a week from now.
To be more specific, the moment that will prompt his transformation.
They keep saying transformation. Do they mean like literally? Does he become like a big ass monster or something?
Is immediately following the death of his mother, Miori Soga. Polon Takaoka, I require that you protect Miori Soga and prevent Asuma Soga from becoming the prophesized calamity.
Okay.
You are a contactee, meaning that you possess a miraculous power that should make this possible. Good luck.
That was where the message ended. Holy shit. Took a lot to hide it, but I was so damned hyped. Cicada finally reached out to me directly. There was something I needed to confirm first, though.
Miss Lid, are Amadeus versions of people the same as their originals?
I wouldn't say so,
Okay.
no. An Amadeus person diverges from their original. The memories they form after their creation are all their own. It depends on when Kent Korihisa made his own Amadeus.
Yeah.
But you should think of this version as a different person. If you want to know more, though, you should ask Kurisu.
I would... Could you give me her number, please? I would love to talk to Kurisu. Could you, Could you send me that number, please? Could you... Would you be so kind as to put me in contact with this, this Kurisu? Right now, it didn't matter whether Cicada 3301 was the original Kent Korihisa or an Amadeus version. The original might have been dead, but the Kent Korihisa who was coming up with the quests was still alive, which was good news for us. I didn't know why he'd gone out of his way to send me a video instead of just contacting me directly, but whatever.
You heard him, right? He said there's a way to save the world. We did it, Momo!
Momo's expression was bright, but then she lightly slapped her cheeks as if to focus.
You've really come a long way. From now on, we should do what Kent Korihisa tells us. Things should work out all right. I'm sure we'll accomplish our mission in time.
Kinda sounded like she was trying to convince herself. So I said...
Hell yeah, we will!
Hearing the resolve in Momo's words, I nodded. Hell yes. We were in the year 2038, just over a month away from the day the world was projected to end.
Now, we just have to find a way to meet up with that bow tie boy.
Bow tie boy?
I really hadn't expected Cicada to bring up Asuma Soga.
This was the first time he'd been involved in all this since the day I met Momo. I honestly had no idea what Cicada meant when he said the boy would become some calamity either. I'm also confused about that. Like, did he mean literally? Figuratively? Hypothetically? Like, now that we had a clear goal, we were hyped to get it started. There was someone I had to talk to before meeting up with Momo and Rosario. Juno. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end probably once we've like transitioned to another scene. I assume she's gonna join us, or maybe not. I don't know. The quantum teleporter who'd saved my ass was standing some distance from me, looking completely uninterested. When our eyes met, she let out a sigh and shrugged.
You're done talking to Kent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious if she knew there was an Amadeus Kent. Stepping closer to her, I almost winced. Her perfume was way too strong.
Cicada was an Amadeus, but you knew that all along.
Okay, she did know that. Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
What about it?
I wish she hadn't gone out of her way to show Momo the original Kent's corpse. That was in bad taste. Then again, my loading meant that never actually happened, so whatever.
Thanks for the help. You showing up to save me wasn't something I saw coming.
Don't mention it, but bear in mind, that wasn't for your benefit, so don't push your luck.
Sheesh.
It was Kent. He told me to save you.
Yeah.
That was the first time he asked anything of me. The first time ever. I couldn't ignore him, could I? That request was how I knew he actually acknowledges me.
Alright. You got some confetti. These two need to go to like some family therapy or some shit. Like, can you guys like figure out your shit? Juno, Ken?
Oh, that's sad. I do despise the nature of it.
Get some therapy.
Having to save you was almost too much to bear. I'm sure it feels wonderful to be his favorite.
Her last sentence was dripping with contempt.
What's going on with your family anyway? How come you can use quantum teleportation? That's not normal.
Breaking news. Oh shit, we actually broke #1. Get fucked, Juno. Breaking news. Pool hack solved by Pola and Takaoka, aka Pola. You again? We finally have a new #1 ranker. Quest live coverage.
Is it a sacrament? Like what those Holy Office 513 asswipes use?
Asswipes?
Don't lump me with the likes of the fanatics chasing after Kent. This is a power I obtained through Kent's research. He was also conducting research on quantum physics. He abandoned his work, but I happened to find it. I picked up where he left off. Well, it was much simpler than you'd think. It's just a matter of grasping the reality of how this world works.
I can't even imagine how you actually freaking teleport, so yeah, I gotta admit, you're pretty impressive.
Forget about me. If you're going to praise anyone, praise Kent. Or are you stupid? I won't hesitate to kill you.
I'm aware. You've done it multiple times by this point.
What?
She was unhinged. Suddenly, her expression changed and she smiled at me.
Oh, I have a nice idea.
She's crazy.
My full name, is Juno Saionji. Kent and I were born to different mothers.
Saionji. That name, we've heard that name before. Where did we hear that name before? I swear we heard that name before.
Now that you know my name, we're allies.
What kind of logic was that?
I want you to do everything you can to meet Kent's expectations. And when his hopes for you are at an all-time high, you're going to let me kill you.
Huh?
That will fill him with such despair that I may even become the subject of his hateful gaze. And he'll do more than acknowledge me if I do. He'll come to see me through a veil of even more intense emotion. And when he does, I'll kill myself. Blood will plaster the walls. All manner of awful fluids will flow from me.
Can we get her a room? Can we get her like just a nice room where she can go and just be by herself?
Such a sweet dream. The things I would do to die knowing I'd made a lasting impression on my brother.
Or, you know, therapy. Can we get her like a therapist or something?
Just thinking about it sends me out of this world.
She needs help. And like in so many different ways she needs help.
A wonderful plan, isn't it?
Okay.
I'm
right there with Polan. That was terrifying. What kind of alliance was she proposing here? I knew she was bad news, but this was ridiculous.
I want nothing to do with that noise. Count me out.
What a milquetoast man you are.
Milquetoast? Was that really the word for it?
In that case, don't involve yourself with Kent any longer either. You're a nuisance.
But he asked me to do something.
Oh? Is that so? Kent already asked you to do something?
Yep.
What was it?
She placed a hand on her exposed thigh and dug into it with her long nails. They broke the skin and drew blood.
Hey!
What was it? What manner of nonsense? I'm so jealous. I think I'm gonna lose it.
That's, true.
I see. So you're stealing him. You're going to steal Kent from me.
No.
I won't let you have him. Never. I refuse. You homewrecker!
What are you talking about? You
What?
Did she just slap me?
Hey!
Glanced up to scowl at her. And she's gone. But she was already gone. She'd vanished in an instant. Only the faint smell of perfume lingered.
What the hell?
Talk about a one-sided conversation. Like brother, like sister.
The woman was absolutely deranged.
Huh?
She's calling?
Hey, you...
I shall involve myself in whatever Kent has asked you to do.
So she's...
You've no right to refuse me.
Well, she's on the squad now, whether we fucking like it or not, I guess.
I won't let you have him all to yourself. If you do anything without me, I'll kill you. And then myself.
Oh, we got it. You don't need to keep saying it, Juno. We got it.
I'm watching you.
We heard you.
Always. Every single second. I will see everything you do.
What a pain in the ass.
But she could be a big help.
Really? I seriously don't want to get involved with her any further. She's got those stalker vibes.
Vibes? Hold on, we are well past vibes here, my dude.
She's one of those little sisters who likes their brother a little too much.
Understatement of the century.
It's not often you get to see women like her in real life. Her love must go deep, deep like a pitch black abyss.
Wind, you are giving her way too much credit here. Yeah, I just, like, yeah, I'd rather just not.
If Juno's Kent Korihisa's sister, how old is she now?
Kent worked at the Vatican in 2012. If he was in his 20s at the time, then Juno, she,
Well, age is just a number.
I chose not to think about it too much. Alright. This is, oh, I want to learn a bit more about Amadeus. No. I'm calling it. Calling it for today. Yeah. Wait. Alright. Dude, I love the icons changing. This one's the fucking Rubik's Cube. Alright. Behold, my masterpiece. Alright. Alright. Here, we'll leave it on this. Have a wonderful day, night, morning. Side. I'd have to do it on my computer first because reasons, but eventually. Okay. I'll create an entire masterpiece within the game of life. Alright. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate you watching, showing up and all that. Theorizing with me. Alright. Have a good one. Bye.